Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Is this thing on?
Testing.
Welcome to the skate brand tier list stream. Mushroom Blading issued a request of the internet people of who is brave enough to do a skate brand tier list. You know, well, I got nothing to lose. So I was thinking we would just dive right into this because it's going to take a little bit. I want to go through a lot of factors to be able to really give this true judgment. I also want to begin by saying that these opinions are my own. My opinions are influenced by nobody. I have not been given anything by any of these companies. The only interactions I've had with any of the companies have been at like events and talking to the team members and stuff like that, but I've never had any work to do for any of these people, so it's a big reason why I think my opinion might fill a niche that people are looking for, because we need to figure out how to get new people into blading, and I'm new by about 2 years, so let's try to keep that initiative rolling and figure out what's going to keep those people coming. So that's kind of the goal of this. There's a lot of brands that are making boots right now. Please, when we get into it, shout out if you see that I'm missing some, because I thought I had everything, and then 10 minutes before the stream I had to add the REMS HR 2.5, just REMS in general. I didn't have REMS, and I skated REMS, but I tried to include only boots that you can purchase right now, brand new. So not things like, I didn't include Solomon. It's because, you know, it only goes up to S tier, and Solomon's not going to be on the list then. So anyway. Let me just address the chat here. Appreciate y'all coming in. Am I super loud? It looks like it might be kind of loud. Mariah Cox rifle. What's going on here? We got Dustin. Everyone in the chat, share and sub. Appreciate you, dude. Hey, you changed your wait a minute. Did you change your icon like just now? What's happening here? Connor, welcome. David, steady rolling. Hopefully soon. Oh shit. Thought it was perfect timing again. These are my opinions and my opinions alone, so come at me, dog. Mariah Cox rifle. That's why she's here. 1. Hey, thanks. Appreciate you. This doesn't mean 2, this means peace. Alright, well, let's dive right into it. Let me show you the list that I got. Bang. So we're using standard TierMaker list. This is just a popular website for doing these types of things. I believe Ben has done this before. I will share this in the chat. I would like more people to do this. It's not hard to do, record one of these, so I just think it'd be fun for us to all share our opinions, and then that would give kind of a good ground floor for almost like, what would you call that, like, tilling the land for some info. What do they call it when they're scraping Lake Michigan right now? What is that called? When they're scraping the lake bottom. It makes it easier for them to find info, so they don't gotta do stuff like that. Newish logo. Okay, I was gonna say, so did you just, like, put that on and the chat has your old logo and your new one? That's so funny.
I like it.
I love it, dude, yeah. I love the smiley, I love the bandana. I need to get a better look at it. It's kind of hard for me to see on my small screen, but that's dope, dude. Dipping from Brandon's stream to watch this. Oh, no, don't do that. We love Brandon. Go support Brandon. Hey, yeah, Spook shirt and Spook hoodie. This was a Christmas gift from my parents. This one I made for $8 off Amazon, because someone just owns a t-shirt printer and has a bunch of these cheap athletic shirts, so I jumped on that, but thank you, appreciate it. So how I wanted to do this was to talk about each brand based on a few key points. Actually, I had them written down, so in case I don't misquote myself. I want to talk about the brand overall, and I want to hit as many points as I can, and that goes from things like products to marketing to the team to the history and to their presence. I want to talk to those things. You keep missing Brandon's Sundays. Yeah, I'm not good with Twitch, and I don't know what it is about Twitch that's like, I feel like I don't get notifications properly. Yeah, Sean, scraping the bottom of Lake Michigan is something, it's called like drudging or something like that. They take this giant metal rake that's like as wide as a football field or something, and they drag it from a boat on the bottom of the Lake of Michigan, and it destroys, obviously, the ecosystem, but they do, I forget even the benefits of it because I was so enraged when I learned this.
There would be none.
Yeah, I'm sure there's nothing beyond some dumb money benefit, but you know me. If you're messing with the lake, I don't like you. I put Brandon on my TV, so I'm still supporting you, but I'm supporting when I'm listening to you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we need all the sport we can get out here. The team effort. I felt bad. I looked at his schedule and I was like, I want to try to stream. Hopefully he'll be done by 6. But he started a little bit later. I start late too, so I can't wag fingers. I think we have given enough time for people to pour in, but I was planning on giving this a look quick. It's a rollerblading video game that's been out for a while now. Have never heard of it before, but it's another game that's very similar to Jet Set Radio. And on this Friday, August 18th, the new predecessor to Jet Set Radio Future is coming out, and that is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I'll pull that up after this, but I'm gonna be streaming that the day of. I took work off so I could do it. I don't know when it's going to launch, so I'm gonna put up a video, like one of the, it's queued to, you know, like scheduled to stream essentially, I guess that's the best way to put it. I'm gonna schedule the stream, but that's kind of gonna be loose, because if it's a midnight release, then I am gonna chug some caffeine and I'm gonna play for a while. But if it's like a, you know, I don't know when it's gonna release, they haven't stated publicly, so I'm just gonna try to hop on it as soon as I see that it's public and play.
Is it Friday?
It is Friday, yeah. So it could be Friday at midnight, it could be Friday at 9 a.m. Be Friday, you know, like Friday's midnight, you know, like it's Saturday's morning technically. So I don't know, we're gonna find out. I probably could just reach out to them and ask. I should. They're not a huge studio, but it's gonna be, like, in my opinion, one of the best indie games of the year, if not the indie game of the year. Looks great. Oh boy, I got lapsy audio. You're new to stream, Mac hates OBS, and it's ironic because they have an incredible creative flow for like your files and for how it processes creative work as far as like videos and whatnot, but you have to pay to get OBS to work, and if you don't, it will like introduce hissing into your audio every 30 minutes. It's weird. Wait. Razor, I saw your presents under the tree. They look like they were wrapped by a 5-year-old. That's in quotes. Who are you quoting? You saying I'm saying that, or is that an actual quote? Because I love that. You have 2 Razor skates? You talking to me? I don't know what Razor skates are. Like, beyond... I don't think I specifically own any Razor skates, but it wouldn't surprise me if they own some of the brands that I have. So I would like to be enlightened on that. Another thing as well is if you guys... again, see brands that aren't on the tier list when I bring it back up in a minute, please let me know and I'll make sure that I add it. But I'm going to bring up Bomb Rush Cyberpunk real quick, just to give you guys a refresher to see what we're working with here. But this game I really think is going to be freaking fun. Spook, I gotta be super honest, and I mean no insult by this, but I hate that background music. It's like a doorbell or weird ringtone. John, you didn't play enough Wii music. You didn't play any Wii games, bro. It's loud too, ain't it? Oh boy. Yeah, I was trying, like, playing through music, and it's, like, Apple Music. It's kind of unpredictably loud. It's not balanced with, like, Spotify. Like, if I play Spotify at max volume, it's a lot quieter than Apple Music on here. It's very strange. Hey, how do you feel? Okay, how do you feel about this? You let me know what you think about this. I hope that you don't have a problem with some good old core rollerblading video game music, especially with what's playing on screen right now. Oh yeah, I have 2. David, you're right. I'm sorry, I forgot to address that. I have 2. I have the Cult and the Shift on the tier list. Yeah, you got a good eye. That's true. I tried to remove the the Cult because I wanted to put the Andrew Broom shift on there. I tried to include the skate that I like the most just to represent that for the tier list. That's newish. And so I was like, you know what, I like the Cult because I have an SSM. The SSM shell being just a skinned, or being a Cult and then it's just skinned. So I included that, and then I scrolled down a little bit further. I was like, oh, that's right, the Andrew Broom skate. We love Broom, and I do like the purple frames that come on it and the purple color, and I like the look of the shift. So anyway, excuses aside, I couldn't figure out how to remove one of the pictures, so we got two, and it just won't be used. The Cult won't be used. No, just a dumb joke because you said you'll be judging their presence. Never stop with the dumb jokes, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Yeah, don't apologize, we love you. Alright, homies, let's dive into this. So, I think an easy one for me to begin with is the Them skate. And I'm gonna... I guess I didn't think about how I should do this. I guess I don't want to place them right away because I want to give a good explanation, and I also want to reference some of the things that I'm talking about, give them some credit where credit is due. So if we're talking about the skate itself, and we're, you know, like ranking each point being the products, the marketing, the team, the history, and their presence being their online presence and like how they're perceived. I wanted to rank each one of those on a S to D list. So I think we mostly can agree that a Them skate is going to land between an A and an S. I didn't know if I wanted to give anything an S, but I think that kind of makes tier list stuff boring if you say no one can ever get an S. So I want to give the product an S. The only reason I don't think I can is because of how many times I lost bolts. It's like, and I know there's ways to remedy that, and I know that's something that a lot of skates have an issue with. I just think it's something that we all can agree Fruit Tech should be solving for all these skate companies. Like if they're doing it, it's like I will swallow a little bit more price if it means I don't have to tighten my bolts every single time that I skate, because I know that you don't always have to do that. But I know it's still, that's something that's like coveted. So I wish that was something that was solved with that. Again, I know it would bring up the price, but then you got, for example, the base Them, which is, you know, $550, and of course because it's a custom Colin Kelso, Sean Kelso basement, intuition, and colorway. But it's like ultimately, I don't know. It's it didn't come with like Fruit Tech stuff, right? If I'm correct here, these are just normal bolts here, like 909 Them standards stuff, which isn't bad. It's definitely not bad. I've had much worse. Case in point, again, being the SSMs. Their buckles suck. I hate the buckles on the SSMs. But I just think with the way that the hardware reacts, it's the only thing that makes me hesitant to give it an S. But at that point, it's like, if there's only one thing holding me back, is that fair? So I don't know, because I don't think there's a single skate that I have that I don't have a caveat with. So you know, like the faction being incredible, I haven't had enough time with it. But so I think from a product standpoint, I'm confident with giving them A tier, absolutely A tier. I think I would love to give them S tier if they could start ensuring the hardware stuff. So I'll stop roundabouting on that. Their marketing, do I even have to talk about it? The brother's gonna work it out, man. The brother's gonna work it out, and they're gonna make blue Clark shoes. Like I'm sorry, I mean them, not the Kelso brothers specifically, but Them's gonna make a collab with Clark's the shoes. Them is gonna make a collab that ends the beef with skateboarding for the new gen. You know, marketing top tier, S tier marketing from them. I don't think I need to explain myself any further. Them is doing it better than. I guess it's hard to say they're doing it better than everyone else, but they're doing it in a way that is so unique and speaks to people. But again, I'll get into what other companies I think do that just as well. So for marketing, Yeah, I think we can agree that that's S tier. Their team, S tier. Don't gotta worry about that. You know, the basement isn't technically on their team, but obviously they have a boot for them, so that's big. And then you know, you got like Soshiro Kaneshima. Man, I'm blanking. I should have pulled up the team. Actually, let me pull up their website. Is it just them goods, or do they have like them skates? Okay, yeah, them goods. Yeah, so they have all their collab stuff, which is incredible for the rollerblading scene. It really is. Then these making moves with the shell sizing. So that's another up to the product there. So I guess I was referencing just myself, the 909, but their products from a branching standpoint really do seem to care about the customer. You can get a full them skate on some websites for under $200 now. Like, couldn't you get, well, I guess maybe not the frames and flat. I didn't think about that, but you can get a boot with a liner for under 200 brand new from certain websites, but I bet you could get close to 200 for a full setup for a them skate, and that is one of the top performing skates on the market, in my opinion, from the ones that I've tried. But yeah, talking about the team, I don't think I need to justify that. We all get it. Hey, Tay, what's up? Good afternoon. It's something they should remedy, though. Yeah, no, you're right. Sean, I agree. That's a good point. I don't want to be like, that's Fruit Tech's problem. I mean, I think Fruit Tech, it could help everybody with, like, they should take what they've done and find a way to incorporate them, because I don't want them to not have a business. I want Fruit Tech to be able to do what they do, but I wish that they could essentially collaborate with them and be like, how can you make our bolts never fall out? And that just becomes the standard. Kind of like how Intuition is becoming that for premium stuff. I think Fruit Tech stuff should become standard premium. I only want the boot. Want to do a Majin Buu setup? Bro, you're speaking my language. Oh my god, that's amazing. I would love that. Yeah, I hope you can do that. You should start like a GoFundMe. I'll throw some money at that. I'll just so I can see it, and I'll give you $10. Yeah, they're gonna have their team on here. They should, right? No, just collaborations. Where do they list their team? What does Sympathy drop out to? Oh, just soft goods. Still cool. I mean, another point to their marketing being S tier, that they're always making moves, always working with people, giving people shots, which I appreciate. And they're great to their team. And when I'm talking about the team too, I'm also talking about the owner. You got John Julio as the owner, and you know you can't say a bad thing about the man.
John Julio looks like my dad.
John Julio looks like a shorter version of your dad. Yeah. They look very similar, so we're gonna get her dad on skates. We're gonna do a whole John Julio skit.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
My dad would break himself.
He would, and that's why it would be an amazing video. John Julio forgets how to skate. Okay, I'm spending way too much time on them. I don't think I need to justify that they are A. Again, I'm hesitant, like I said, to give them S because of how many times I lost my cuff bolt. I lost them on the trail at RNC, and I was watching my cuff bolts. I put my Loctite that you get from Oak City on there. Again, I haven't gotten the strongest Loctite there is because everybody debates. It's like, no, you'll never get it out if you use that. Then other people will be like, no, the blue or the red. Anyway, they kept falling out. And that's what makes it hard for me. But literally, that is the only caveat. The incredible team. Their history is I guess it's weird to rank history, but I think their history is rich, and I think that's important. And then their presence is S tier as well. So Sean's just getting right to the nitty gritty. What ethnicity are you, Mariah?
I am Mexican and
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm messing with you, Sean. But yeah, good question. Although your father is just like, I swear we have Brazilian roots, not Mexican roots.
No, he doesn't think we are Brazilian.
Not anymore? Was he just messing with you? Because he did think that.
Yeah. My uncle thinks that we are from Europe.
Yeah, we're all from somewhere.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We're all from somewhere. Alright, into, unfortunately, a boot that I've never skated. The FR, UFR, just FR in general. FR seems to make some incredible products. I know that the people that skate them swear by them, and seems like almost they'll never change. Man, I keep seeing like the audio spike, but I don't know if it's OBS glitching out or what, so hopefully y'all are good, but I don't know. Sean, I love you. Pretty sure Concept of Love gets you copyright stricken, so I'm gonna move on from that one. But FR skates, I have their liners because I was trying for a long time to get my M12s to work. Tay says, it's not my job, man. I do not like the FR cuff myself. Okay. The UFR cuff. I saw, Ben is, I think, is still skating that on his factions, right? I've been interested in that because having more support for my cuffs would be nice coming back. Libby, I hear mixed reviews about the frou fraps specifically. Yeah, the FR UFRs or the FP whatever. There's so many letters, that's hard for me. Mexican and what? Couldn't make out the second part. Oh yeah, you gotta be loud.
Sorry, I am Mexican, and half white. My father is Mexican, he's from Texas, and then my mom was born in Grand Haven.
You're not Dutch, are you? Is she Dutch?
No.
No.
She took a test.
Are you German?
A little?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, we want to get our DNA tested too, but I'm like German, Jewish, lots of Dutch, and some Cherokee. That comes from my mom's side.
Yeah, your mom she definitely looks Cherokee.
Yeah, she's beautiful and tans well, and I do not tan well. I could see how the UFR cup could go well with the factions. Yeah, if you're looking for more support, that's what I've heard. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But personally, I do not like the look of the skate. That's like, especially just like the UFR. I do not like the things that are on it, like the toe caps, the bumps, the vents. I know that those are all practical things. But I feel like I wouldn't get a crazy different experience from those things than if I was using the them skate, or something like that, or just another plastic boot. But street skates. Okay, I was looking for aggressive inline. Sorry, I'm burping. Yeah, the UFR AP roof wrap. The FR UFR AP. That's crazy. And so that's another thing for me. So I guess I'm gonna talk about the product quick. I do want to say, first and foremost, I've never skated this skate. The only thing I've ever skated from FR is one of their liners in my M12s. I was looking for a better option to try to make the thing fit better. It was not good. The liner's alright. I think it was well made. I think it lasted well for how I used it. I put it in the shadows as well, the shadows. I will always call it Jado first, because that's just, I don't, that's how I thought it was pronounced. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of that. Same spook, but I don't know how true the Cherokee thing is. Oh man, yeah, I want to get tested to see, but I'll show you a picture of my mom, especially when she comes on and be like, you guys aren't related. Nah, but, well, I guess you've seen my older brother. My older brother has same skin tone as my mom and my younger brother, and they both tan so easy. They would like never sunburn, but I can sunburn like looking at a lamp, you know. Anyway, from an aesthetic standpoint, I don't like these toe bumps. There's just a lot going on.
What are toe bumps?
This is to help to prevent your boot from rubbing. Maybe even a little bit to help prevent the side of your sole plate from rubbing here. I'm not sure how far that protrudes, but I would imagine honestly not farther than the sole plate. It doesn't really look like it. But this glossy plastic, I just do not like. Personal opinion completely. And that's just me. But I love like this brown leather accent, the leather stuff that they do for their premium things. You know, we all love Anthony Potier. He's incredible. His rail park looks super fun. Snake Park DIY. We all need to go. So I think from a product standpoint, I'd probably give him a B. Just, again, I haven't been able to skate them, so I can't comment on the performance, but how I perceive how they look from an aesthetic standpoint, I'm not huge into it. From marketing, like with videos they got, I feel like I see a consistent flow of marketing from them, so that's good. I was gonna say their marketing seems kind of, at least from YouTube, kind of inconsistent here. You don't see a lot of consistency throughout their thumbnails other than their logos, but there doesn't seem to be a standard behind how they use their logo. There doesn't also seem to be a standard behind how they display their product or things like that. So don't get me wrong, I'm not applying that stuff to my videos, but this is a brand. These are things that I would consider if I were marketing for them. They do garnish a lot of views, so they do seem to have a decent amount of reach. 20,000 here on a 2-year-old video. They do have a large reach though because of their more available rec skates. So I know that they have a big presence. And again, I think it's weird, now that I'm thinking about it for real, ranking presence and history might be strange, so I might just include that in with how the company is perceived. I think you can kind of talk about that a little bit better, but no, you're gonna dig this. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm supposedly Cherokee. I don't believe my dad. I figured. Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking you're calling me out. Appreciate you clarifying that though. ZC, their website sucks. Who you talking about? FR. Susan seems honest. She is honest, and that's a big reason why I want to have her on the show, and that's why I want to have her watch Arlo, because I would love to get her genuine reaction to Arlo, and I think Arlo would love it too. I think that's exactly what he was looking for. I think that's going to be fun. I have yet to set up the official Spook Wackadoo Google Calendar yet, but I'm going to get you all on it, and Sean, you'll probably be my first blading guest. I'm going to try to get everyone on, truly, at some point. I think it'd just be fun to vibe with all y'all, but it's going to be interesting to figure out how for me to be able to hear the guest, but also still have audio around, so that's probably going to be something I have to do in my basement, in my little office, but okay, I'm not going fast enough. We're on 2 skates, and I've just got the audio thing for the second time, so that means... Oh, wait, did they change it to every 15 minutes? We're on 30 minutes. I thought it was every 30 minutes. Well, there you go. So, even more to my point, Apple is this program that I'm not paying for because I refuse to. Now that I'm not paying, every 15 minutes, they're going to make my audio hiss unless I restart the program. So they can advertise again that I need to pay. It's just insane. But I'm going to press buttons to get it for free. Travis, what's good? FR? Yeah, their website was interesting. I gotta say, going back to them skates, I didn't mention this either. I should have. A reason why I was okay with keeping them at A, too, was because, like, if their virtual experience blew me away, things like their... like, don't get me wrong, I like their social media, but their website has never really blown me away. Like, the Blading Cup stuff has always been cool to see, but kind of hard to gather all together. So I think that they're almost like they're scraping really, really good marketing. It's just right now they've got, or really, really great marketing. Just right now they've got good marketing as far as like a digital marketing standpoint, like how they apply their marketing. But their visuals, their creative marketing, fantastic, phenomenal. Hey Rob, what's up? Bladies and Bladerman. I love that. Spookin' Mars.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh Rob, you love, well I guess I'm already casting a quote upon you. You skate these skates. What do you think of the FR skates? I just got done saying that I'm not a huge fan of them from an aesthetic standpoint, but I've never skated them. And I know that the people who really like these skates think that they have fantastic performance. Camaraderie. Because I was thinking, truly for me, I might have to throw them at a B, because all I hear is good things. It's just, I don't like the look of them. And, I don't know, I guess from, like, pricing, the pricing of them is good, because you can get an Intuition liner cheaper than you would get a normal Intuition liner if you were to buy one of their skates without wheels. You would get the Intuition liner in the boot, rather than just get the liner for the same price. It's not the same liner. I don't think it's much worse, though. I can't imagine it's much worse. If anything, it's as good as like My Fit Second skin, but I don't know. I want to give them an A, but I don't think I can, simply because I can't attest to their performance yet, and based on how they look and how high they ride, I don't think for me that I would like that. So I'm just gonna have to drop them at a B. Again, these are opinions, so sorry, Rob. I know that I'm pretty sure I've heard you say that you like these skates, and I feel like, who knows? Give them a try. Maybe I change my mind, because I can be blinded by aesthetic before I really try something and love it. Who knows? Now on to Gods. Got the FM4 here. This is the most recent skate. I still think that the FM3 is probably my favorite, the black and red. Oh man, the cats cuddling and annoying each other. Travis, just done back brake lines on my EK Civic. Yeehaw! Alright, we love the Civics. Yeah, man, we want to get one. We love our Honda Fit. Alright, I guess I didn't look at FR's social media, but I don't know if that changed my mind. For Gods, I've heard that they are really unsupportive skates. Is that the right word? They're non-supportive? They just don't support well, but it makes me wonder how comparable those are to Factions, because those also are said to be really not supportive skates, which I can attest to, and there's no way, I'll explain this more, but no way a slight at how I've recently hurt myself, like people have liked to joke about. But I don't think my injury had anything to do with how supportive my skates were, because it was a twisting thing, but anyway, that's a whole other thing. I have heard that these are just ridiculously unsupportive. Also that the FM line, is it still non-removable liner? I don't know how many people are doing that still besides USD with some carbons, but I do not like non-removable liners. Let's see. Golds. But from a product aesthetic standpoint, goodness gracious, do they put out some cool stuff. Oh, this is a Gods video? What is this? I saw that Arlo was talking about this. Oh, okay, because they got the Airman with them. Is he on the team officially? Chris Edwards. I think their products look good. I think from what I've seen, they're made well. I don't feel like hear people complaining about how they're made very often. They got Zach Savage on the team, which is just incredible. So from a product standpoint, I think I'd give their product probably like an A. Definitely B to A, leaning towards A, just because of the looks. And again, I haven't skated any of them, but I'm trying to work on this. I haven't skated any of their skates. I'm trying not to say I haven't skated any of them, because you know, I just don't want there to be any confusion. Anyway, I know that they have the USD 7 mold, which is sworn by for the team skate, and I really want to try their white team skate. And Frankie Morales is a baller. So product, B to A, leaning towards A. Marketing, I feel like I don't see a lot of provocative marketing from them, and I mean that in a way that gets me, like I'm digging through their stuff after I've seen something that they make, like, wow, that was cool, let me check out what else they got. This was the only thing I remember being like, wow, I want to look at this, and it's because I was super interested in the shape of this new rec skate. I love the look of that skate. One of my favorite looking rec skates. I'm surprised at how many white skates I ended up liking, but those are gorgeous. Anyway, I don't feel like I see marketing very often from Gods that blows my mind, or is really that enticing. But by no means do I think it's done poorly. So that's probably, I'd say that's like an average B tier. Also, I guess I was gonna reference this earlier, I didn't mention it. Mushroom Blading, when they posted their comment, I replied here, what brands and how mean, and they said boot brands and be as honest / as mean as you want. I'm not gonna be mean. Since they said I don't have to be mean, especially, I'm not gonna be mean, so I just want to reference that. I don't foresee myself giving out the D tier very often. I don't foresee myself giving out the D tier. But, you know.
Who owns the,
Tree. Frankie Morales.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
And he is a baller, bro. He is the coolest dude on the scene. You got, like, Phil Gripper, Frankie Morales, Shawn Michelson, Tree Rudolph, everybody in the chat, obviously. But, like, you got some people just holding it down purely with style. J-Ba, I love that. But, no, Phil Gripper and Frankie Morales come to mind. Like, if you're talking about baller skaters, yeah, I love them, man. Their style's so cool. Yeehaw. Soy sauce. Tree Gods gets attention from normies because they look like Jordans. Hey, well, that's one of the things that I'm ranking on here. Their presence. And don't get me right, don't get me wrong, lol. Don't get me wrong, can we comment on how that might be easy to do if you're copying one of the most popular shoes of all time? Or should we give credit where credit is due, that was a marketing tactic that got people interested? I think that I don't think that you have to side one way or the other. I think that it can be both, because I do think it is both. But ultimately, it worked for me. I saw that skate tree, and I was like, when I got into skating, that was a skate that I wanted to buy, but I could not dish out $400 for skates at the time. I was like, I'm not doing that. That's why I got the M12s, because they were cheap. But Trichi, no, that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. I would say their presence is S tier. Frankie is bringing, like, Gods is in front of a lot of important eyes. I respect the crap out of Frankie for what he's done. So, no, thank you for that. It's a good reminder. Sorry, been listening while letting my dogs out and putting groceries away. Good for you, homie. I'm down spook, just let me know. Oh, you know, homie, I will. Are Gods auto God tier or SSJ, welcome? No, they're not. I haven't skated them and fallen in love with them to be able to do that. And I wouldn't even, like, when we get to faction, I'm gonna have to talk myself truly into, because they're absolutely A tier. We know that, but I haven't had enough time with them to know that they're S tier, but I think I can justify it. So we'll talk about that soon. But I don't know if anybody's gonna get S tier besides the obvious. But I haven't thought about it. Sneakerheads, Rob, yeah. Well, they got money, so normies, muggles. Rob, that's great. Are you a skater or are you a muggle? You've not skated Gods yet either. You definitely should try them, Tree. We all need to. True, it's a low-hanging fruit. Yeah, Sean, for sure. It's like making some rec skates that look like New Balance shoes and then selling them outside of Midwestern churches. Caleb, well, he's gonna be on camera. I'm gonna point it right in his face. Okay, so look at here. Did I just see my man took his toe stops out? Which again is a nice option. Look at this right here. They're not there, they're gone. He's got holes. He pierced his skates. You guys piercing your skates? Snake bites? Is that what that's called? Snake bite?
I want those so bad.
Not a huge fan of that. Oh, so we're not even on FR anymore. We're on Gods. Oops. Odds. FM4. Team skaters, I mean, you got Frankie Morales, who immediately brings it to an S tier, so, you know, that's nothing to be done about it. But look at this freaking skate, bro.
That does look like...
Oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. I'm sorry, man, it's gorgeous, bro. What is it? I have never seen this intro. That was fun. You should, like, find a way to pull a skate out of his beard for one of his intros. Oh, and then this sole plate looks so good. I don't know how many they made, but I was gonna get some from somebody on Facebook, and then they stopped replying to me. Like, look at this skate, dude. Goodness gracious, that is gorgeous. Like, okay. I think I'm confident with dropping them in A tier. Absolutely incredible aesthetic, amazing team. They've got decent marketing.
I mean, Zach Savage
Great
is
team.
on those,
Yeah,
so
and then
that's
Zach Savage is
awesome.
on the team. I know they've got more amazing people on the team, so I'm not worried about that. But I think I'm confident giving them A tier. And to roast myself, doing parodies is low-hanging fruit too. Oh, you're talking, yeah, with weed. Hey man, I wasn't gonna say it. Hey dude, I love it. Like, oh, that's the thing though. It's like I'm sitting right here drooling over skates that I probably will never actually be able to get. And also, I hate to say it, but I don't know how often I'd actually skate them, because even if I don't like them, I just want them on a shelf that I could look at them when I'm editing videos.
Who's here?
They're freaking gorgeous.
Who's here?
But, yeah, so I think I'm confident giving them A tier. Celtic Kid Skates. Immediately, this is going to get a B. I don't know anything about the Celtic skates. Do they make any other boots? I don't think they do. But, unprotected. Fail.
Well, he's not here yet.
He's not here yet.
Sorry.
Took the sliders out, looked at the two. Fail. She's not gonna.
Huh?
She's not gonna sit down. Look at her. She's freaking out.
I know. What?
Just put her in a box.
Oh my
She's like, no.
God.
I'm gonna make a crab apple.
Idea.
What's up, dog? What's up?
Libby, how old is your son, Libby?
Oh yeah, my son's name is Sean, so it throws me off a little bit when I see that name in the chat. That's funny.
You guys streaming?
Yeah.
It's free, people, so it's probably more than it should have costed. But I
Custom ones are
got it when I was
considered
tech, like,
the
so
custom ones are considered USD.
So it being like
What are we talking about?
$20 was like, it's a good excuse. Yeah, it was like.
Oh, ooh,
You guys want us to put that in?
Michael Prado's.
Hey, it's funny. Hello.
Michael Prado. Oh. Say hello.
We have soy
Caleb's here. Soy sauce.
I'm not gonna fit, so.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I don't.
I'm ranking skates right now.
Hi,
Like,
Science Man.
Tell Rob Dark I said sup. He's president of the fan
Rob,
club.
He is right here.
Rob, yeah, there he is. What's up, dog?
Rob, we talk about
I got
you.
some free soy sauce for you.
Come open your mouth, pour it in.
It's not yours to give away.
Rub it on your skates and you'll go faster.
That's not how it works.
Sean, you're talking about gods? Paul Jean is on the team?
Oh, really? They gave me, I ordered 2 rolls of sushi. They gave me 1 singular sauce packet for all of them. Like this
Losers.
big.
Where can one acquire one of those shirts? You talking about mine? This is custom made on Amazon. I'll send you the logo. You can order it off Amazon for $8. You have a Sean, Libby? Celtics A for me, making skates for the youth. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I just didn't, like, I'll, you know, Tree, I agree with you. I'd give kid skates are good, but then
I get paid on Wednesday.
I guess why I'm now remembering why I jumped to B. Do we give USD A tier just because they make kid skates too? They have the Transformer, but I guess to counterweight that argument, they do other things too. So they aren't just doing kid skates and then wheels and frames. But am I correct in that this is their only boot? Like they make kid skates and that's their only boot? Because if that's true, then I'll keep them in A tier. If they've made other boots, then I have to judge them based on the other boots too. And that's why I won't automatically give USD A. I won't let that affect, you know, that I probably might still do that because they're great too, but I don't know if I'm being harsh enough. Anyway, we'll move on. Mesmer. Ah, this one's gonna be hard. Mesmer. is doing so many things well right now. Oh, I didn't really mention this either. This is confident in me keeping it in A tier. You've got the FM3 black and red, and then you got the Michael Prado. Oh, goodness gracious. PJ's been on the team since God started and was only doing clothes and wheels. Goodness gracious, yeah, they need to give him a boot.
You're gonna get like keys from the DMV to just go get it.
Oh man, I want these skates.
Shower with the hose out. Buy it.
Shower with the hose.
You know that the landlord pays for it, right?
Alright, hold on.
Yeah, except it's
Anyway, so what's next? Mesmer, that's right. Let me go on here, look at the Mesmer. So, I think I'm confident in giving Mesmer an S tier on almost everything other than products. Maybe not S tier, but on everything. But S tier on marketing, S tier on team, and S tier on presence and history and all that. The people that they have, Billy O'Neill being in charge of that, him personally responding to Mariah when we had a hole in one of my shirts. He sent us 2 more.
That was amazing. What a nice guy.
His name was William O'Neill on the email. I was like, and she's like, is Billy's name William? I was like, I don't know. And she's like, is his last name O'Neill? I said, yeah, why? Well, that's the guy who just emailed me. I was like, no way.
Yeah, we both had a fangirl moment. We're like, huh?
William O'Neill?
Yeah, it was
we
very
love
cool.
Billy O'Neill in his house.
I really appreciated that because the whole, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was just like, hey, there's a hole in the shirt, just to see. He's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. We'll send you that shirt and another one on top of it. Beautiful. Beautiful human.
Yeah.
And his skates.
And handsome.
Yeah. Very true.
I'm not bugging. That licks. What? My cat licks me all the time.
Yeah.
So for Mesmer, I am just absolutely amazed with all the things that they put online, with all the interactions they have, with their customer base, the way they have their team interact with each other. Every time they release an edit, I'm super excited. They've got a lot going on. And I really think, for me, Mesmer could be the first plastic S tier if I could get my hands on some of the new skates and try them out where they're more true to size. But here's why I'm going to have to stand by, I think, that they're going to be B or A tier for me, and like B to A. They make it into A because I love Billy O'Neill. But the reason I can't give them an S is because the John Bellino size 10 with all of my liners, and unfortunately I got them secondhand. I'm sure with the John Bellino liner it might have been a different experience, but I don't know by how much. I could remember stick all of my toes out of the toe box. It was just horrendous sizing.
Yeah.
But the new skate, this white one, I've heard is much better, and they have a thinner liner, and they changed the toe box, which is incredible because Billy is truly listening to his fans and his customer base. So.
Oh, that is cute, Sean. His grandpa. That is adorable.
What? That's actually his grandpa. He works in the shipping department for free? Dog, what?
Precious. Family business. Great, nice people.
Where was this? Well, I'm lost. I'm sorry.
For the shirt, remember? William O'Neill?
Oh, what? That is amazing. I freaking love that so much. That makes it better. Well, that might make it God tier. That's freaking adorable. I love that.
I'm surprised it's not hype for you, just because, I don't know. Their skates seem really nice. Their marketing is phenomenal.
I know. It's the reason I can't give it S is because I've skated it and it hurt me. It's one of the few skates that actually hurt me, and I brought a bunch of liners, a bunch of different setups, and I couldn't do it.
How old were those skates though?
It does not matter how old they are. They're the first generation John Bellinos. They're just a few years old.
Okay. That's right.
The shell remained the same. The shell was not changed.
Yeah.
I just again, I wasn't able to try it with the main liner, but I just know that I read some people that are having the same issues that I were having had that issue all the time.
Sean, you and your jokes.
You mother... Dude, look what you've done. You need to learn... Let me show you something right now. I'm gonna put this in chat here for you. This means sarcasm. /S, that means sarcasm. I can't read your body tone or hear you speaking to me.
I'm dying.
Dustin, you thought it was a joke?
I wondered if it was, but I'm like,
oh, you
I'm
wondered?
not
I was
gonna...
like, Sean knows everything. I'm gonna take him at face value.
Right,
Sean, I can't trust you anymore.
I mean, I don't know as much as you do, Sean, so I just believed it.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Sean, you wield an enormous responsibility, okay? With great knowledge comes great responsibility, Mr. Big Brain. I love you. Don't mess with me.
That was beautiful.
Don't mess with me.
Good joke, Sean. You got all of us.
Well, yeah,
Most
I mean,
of us.
it was a joke. It was a prank. It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh my god, that's great. I love you, Sean. We're gonna have good times when we skate together, bro. I can't wait to get the Chicagoland homies together. Dustin, you and Sean, I think, are gonna be a freaking riot together. Oh, I said I didn't. I'm sorry, man. I just now realized I didn't address. I don't think Joe in the chat, Judas Link earlier. Did I? I don't know if I did. I saw him earlier.
Hello, Judas.
Judas, if you're still around, that's funny. I think of Chicagoland homies. I'm like, Joe, wait a minute. I saw him in the chat.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, with the flame skates, bros.
Hell
Freaking.
yeah.
With the mullet, my man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, Sean, don't leave. We don't want you to leave. We want you to stay. We like your jokes.
I'll go. Yeah, Sean, come on. Don't go anywhere. I'll have we'll have no content. Billy was named after his grandpa that he keeps locked in the shipping department 20 hours a day.
I believe that too, Dustin.
Hey, there's AC in that warehouse. Billy doesn't make his grandpa work in freaking crazy conditions. Speaking of Billy, look at my man here. Look at him go at this. Look at that. Oh, Apple's going into the spook hoodie. My little kitty. Anyway. But I'm putting my joking on timeout. Yeah, we can just put you at like a 300-second timeout. Don't let him chat. He doesn't need to. Anyway, I think I would get Mesmer to S tier if I could try their new skate. But then, you know, those bolts can't fall out. It's a song. I hate this song.
Oh, I was like,
it starts off with
that
sirens. It's like, why are there tiny sirens in my home?
It's like, what is Vale doing?
Vale broke the law. So yeah. Oh man. I do want to give that an S tier, but I need to skate the new stuff and get a better true to size experience. Sean, it's not letting your comment leave the screen, so there it goes.
You guys like Baja Blast?
You like Baja Blast?
You like Baja Blast?
You main Baja Blast? You understood the visual, Dusty. I was gonna say, it's like also my grandfather would totally do that too, so that's why I think for me I didn't even doubt it for a second. It was like, oh, because my grandfather still does way too much work for his age, and I have so much respect for the man. So no, I could understand that. And Billy really strikes me as somebody who comes from a really hardworking family. And not to say that every other skater doesn't, but there's something about Billy that just screams blue collar worker to me. And he just seems like one of the most fun dudes to work with and hang out with, skate with. Maybe that's off base, but I like it. Let me get this on screen properly. There we go. Didn't realize.
Tree, they only sell Baja Blast in stores during the summer for like 2 months, and then they're gone. Which is sad.
Hey, if you want some, I'll bring some when I come out to you. We'll stock up.
But I do have to say, it is, I mean, it's great in the can, obviously, but nothing compares to a fountain drink of Baja Blast.
Yeah, at our media park, we're definitely going to have one of those touchscreen...
Coca-Cola freeze.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember when they started selling it, my brother literally got, like, a pallet of cases or something like that. It was a crazy amount that he got with his friends. It was so funny. Good stuff. Dustin, my brother raised me on stand-up, and my son loves comedy too. I'm surrounded by it 24/7. That's awesome. My ex called me funny the other day, and that's the first compliment I've heard her say in 13 years. Hey, well, it's a compliment's a compliment. And you would know if it was a joke. You know jokes. Talking about in the grocery store in cans, right? Not at a different restaurant? Yeah,
Yeah,
in
sorry,
cans.
correct. Our Walmart has them, and Meijer has them.
Tree is not aware I love Baja Blast, but trying to avoid caffeine. Hey, man. It's a drug for sure. It's not good for your brain. Better than being a dumbass. Because Dustin said I'm a smartass.
I love that. Being a smartass is fun.
Yeah, Mariah's a smartass.
Yeah.
I'm a smartass. Mariah's whole family they're all smartass.
We're all smartass.
So it's funny.
When I am with my family, I just become like
Sarcasm extreme.
the most
especially her dad.
ridiculous person in the world.
Oh man, we should have your dad on stream. He would never do it, but that would be so funny.
But
He
that
would
be
just.
hilarious.
Okay, guys. I don't think I have to do much justifying here to say that I'm gonna give this a C tier. I'm not gonna give it a D because, as far as I know, Razors is trying a little bit better. Correct? After all this stuff with, it was Jeff Howard, right? They're still not great. Don't get me wrong. But I've also skated a cult now, and I was amazed by how much I like the SSMs when I put them on. I'm gonna do a review on them. Hate the soul plates, but I love the cult mold. So, you know, I don't know, would I like Impalas? I hope not, but I'm gonna give them C tier because it's hard to justify years of not treating your skaters great. If someone can point me towards them putting massive efforts towards their team, that I think that could get me to B tier. But I just, like, I'm not a huge fan of most of their skates. Like, they look like they would do the job for me. And none of them really are just like, wow, you know, that's a cool skate. So from an aesthetic standpoint, I'd probably give them like a B. Obviously, from a team standpoint, their team has always been amazing. I mean, Derek Henderson taking a step down and then still doing the things that he's doing just kind of exemplifies how great their team is. But I don't like the way they treat their team, which is an important aspect of the team rating for me. So that's why I got to give that a D. I like the Bladey stuff that they've done, so I guess, like, I appreciate that. Their marketing is alright. Let me go and check out their, what happened? Why does it look like this? Did I zoom in somehow? Oh, hey, look! Ah, there it is. Yo, bro, I love this. That's so cool. What'd you make this in? I just drew it. Dude, dope. Good for you, homie. You'll go support my man. You guys got Instagram? If you don't, you only follow Bladers. And it sucks you can't do this on the interwebs, but you can on the app. You can interesting. You can click like only favorites or only people I follow, so you don't get ads and stuff. But, oh, you can do it right here. Well, there you go. Following or favorites. You can only have so many favorites. I think it's like 70 something. I thought I was just trying to favorite like pertinent people, like everybody that I talk to in the chat, and then like pros in certain companies. And I wasn't able to because there was too many. But yeah, no, you can click this and it will show you only people that you're following, and you don't have to deal with the random crap that pops up, because that's what can get you. Where that's how social media can be tedious and dangerous, when you're shown things that, you know, maybe your psyche just wasn't ready to sit here and process quick. I mean, it's not really bad on Instagram, but on a lot of other websites, you can just see a video of someone getting hurt and be like, what? I guess that does happen on here sometimes. I see someone slam into the ground because they're like, I'm not gonna put any edit into this video. I just want to show my bail right away. And so you're just like, oh, why did I have to see that? Why did I have to see you eat concrete? Soft drink correspondent. I don't drink soft drinks really either, Tree. Like, I can enjoy one here or there. Carbonated stuff is not really something I'm shooting for all the time.
I love carbonated stuff.
Mariah loves carbonated stuff. So.
I would rather have water with carbonation than non-carbonated water.
Sean, I work in the soda industry, so I'll keep you up to date on the Baja bullshit, Tree. What? Yes. I hope that's true, and you're not... You better have put a /S if that weren't true. Justin, Baja is the only drink I have at Taco Bell. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's nothing else that you want there.
Mountain Dew Live Wire. What flavor is that? You are bumping the mic like crazy.
Dr. Pepper is my second favorite drink behind Baja Blast.
Live Wire.
The orange.
Sparked with orange. Live Wire. Yeah, Mountain Dew gives me heartburn. Yeah, you can see here, another case in point. This is not an accident. This is intentional. I do not follow Razor Skate Company because I try as much as I can to be a man of my word. I am not perfect, and I'm sure many times I've been a hypocrite, and that will never stop, and I'm just human. But I don't like to be, and I don't like to follow people who I know could do better by the people that give them what they have. These companies, I don't care what people say. Yeah, sure, you can exist without pro skaters, but you are who you are because of your pro skaters, and they mold your company. They help you make yourself, so you need to treat them well. So I think I'm okay keeping that at C tier. We love that Andrew Broom just got a new skate. Hopefully things are on the up and up, and he makes a lot of money off of that in the right ways. Hopefully they aren't promising things, over-promising, under-delivering. That's not cool to do. I'll quote my father, which I believe is even a quote from my grandfather, but we care about those on the margins of society. And that is supposed to mean, you know, things like single mothers, the homeless, drug addicts, people like that, of course. And you do that. You all do that. You have to, because if you're in this chat, you care about those people. You have to. It's just a requirement. But bladers are one of those things in sports. To a much less extreme point, we are outcasts in the whole extreme sports sphere. So we got to take care of ourselves. We got to take care of each other. And if we're not doing that, why would someone else? So I stand by that. I just don't like what Razors has done. I need to see them try harder for me to like what they're doing. But I like their skaters. I like their videos. I just never interact with their stuff online much. I try not to give them attention. And so I think that's a good point to move on. We've talked about them enough. You got the rollerblade blank here. I think all of us have had an interaction with a rollerblade product at one point and another. So I think we can say right off the get-go that rollerblade's presence, being the Kleenex, the Google, you know, of the industry, them being the verb. I think that they being the verb. I think it's safe enough to say that their presence is S tier for sure. They just, like, people know about rollerblade, and that's just who it is. But I will say that blank is not the same. People don't know about blank as much as they do, obviously, about rollerblade. Oh man, I need to catch up. Oh, Dustin, dude, love you, homie. You're great. Never doubt it. Because if you do, I'm gonna have to fight you. I fight people that doubt my friends. I fight them. Huge jugs of Ecto Cooler. I've never tried that. But what is that? Soft drink tier list next stream. We'll finish with that. There's gotta be one. Hold on. There's gotta be one. You can search them, right? Hello. English, British, I need English. I need American. New Zealand soft drinks. So I would guess it's probably just soft drinks. Goat. Oh, it says shite. Okay, well, is this American then? Holy cow, how many is there? Monster.
Wow. Unbearable.
Goat. Just kidding. This is not a good one. Oh well, there's Dr. Pepper. You get that up there.
Yeah. It's the good stuff.
Dr. Pepper, goat. We'll come back to that. Hi, doggy. Yes, you were just
she
here.
has to be in between us, otherwise she just loses her mind. You right?
Used to love Taco Bell in Texas because they serve Dr. Pepper. They serve Dr. Pepper here, right?
No.
They don't? Oh, okay. Bad. Pop, soda.
Soda?
Joking is on timeout. Okay. We only take you at full face value. Gate team aside, Razors has been sponsoring events for 3 decades. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. That's important. That is, there's a lot to be said there, and like, that's something I should have considered. I didn't think about that, but that's true. They've been doing that for a long time. Razors marketing used to be ridiculous. Everybody and their neighbor was on flow for Razors. That's great. Yeah, I know that there's a rich history with that. I'm sure that, like, it's not to say that every single person that's ever interacted on their team has had a bad experience. I just know that, like, Yandi had that whole falling out with them, and that was a turning point for me. That was actually who I found out who Yandi was. I was like, oh wow, this guy's taking a stand. I love this dude. Coffee up until about 12 or whatever, or whenever I finish it, then water, mostly until I eat, and I'll have a smoothie. Yeah, I can't have coffee on an empty stomach. Dusty is good, people. If Surge isn't on the list, I'm raging against the soda machine. Bro, when I was starting at the car wash that I work in marketing for now, when I was at a ground level just being the night manager and only could work with like literal teenagers, 16, 17, maybe 18-year-olds, when Surge got brought in, like reintroduced and put into our stock, man, these kids, I physically, there were 2 kids that we were close to calling an ambulance for them because they would just, like, we would go back into the cooler and be like, you know, you'd find them with a bunch of cans that they had drank and be like, don't worry, I paid for all of these. It's like, that's not what I'm worried about. It's like, you're tweaking on sugar and taurine and caffeine and all these other things right now, bro. I was like, I need you just to go freaking clean the car wash, please. Surge, I only have bad memories with because people would fight over it, like who gets the last case, and it's like, well, none of you because we have customers. Oh man, that was a fun time. Surge. So Rollerblade here. They got Austin Paz on Rollerblade blanks. Sean Keen is amazing. The stuff that they just put out recently was pretty phenomenal. Like whatever they're like, Cameron Talbot, yeah, Talbot and the blank team were out there. On the Colorado road trip, I think? Something like that. But, no, they were doing some crazy stuff out there. Was there a Surge slushie? If not, that sounds amazing. Oh, man, I can feel the heartburn I would get from these things. Javi hits the park. Haven't watched that yet. Yeah, so nothing yet from that, but I'm sure we'll see a video from Blank at some point because they were throwing out some crazy tricks at the parks on their Instagram. So there's something to be said there. Blank's presence, is still talking about Rollerblade's presence, is pretty high because as an aggressive blader, I see their stuff a lot. But yeah, you got Austin Paz skating blanks right now, and he has nothing negative to say about them, as far as I know. Although here's a video pinned of him on 909s. That's kind of funny. And he was skating 909s in By the Slice, which I've said many times is one of my favorite videos of all time. Why does it look like this? What is this? How do I, like... I gotta zoom, I guess, but it looks awful. Look at this man go, though. Always doing something crazy. Look at that. Zooming in, zooms out, zooming out. Helps. There we go. Oh, boom. That and his wife's name is Mariah. When I found that out, I was like, that's funny. So we met at Bitter Cold, and I was like, oh, that's Mariah? This is Mariah. Oh, yeah. But new development, my man Meta, he's on the blanks right now. I think he's on Pigeons right now. But he's really liked him. So I think there's something good to be said about their products because we've, like I said, we've all tried them. So I'm going to try to actually speed up like I kept saying I was going to do because we're only like 6 in. I think I'm confident in giving the Rollerblade an A tier. It's a beautiful looking skate. The top down is gorgeous. The way that your frame sinks into your sole plate, I've heard, is just impeccable. I've heard the liner's great. I have heard that you get some heel lift in them, if I remember correctly. But there's not many skates that I haven't had to find a way to remedy that anyway. There was a surge slushy, says Dustin. Okay. Let's get to the bottom of this. They don't even make surge anymore. They probably, yeah. So when did they stop? Because I remember we got it not that long ago, but it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't sell well because it's just heart palpitations in a can. 7-Eleven had the surge slushy. Remember Vault? I don't remember Vault. What is Vault? What's this, Dustin? What?
Katie and I are talking about hair. She wants extensions. I was like, well, those can be kind of damaging to the hair, and so I was telling her other options. I was like, what about a wig? And she just said, can you imagine one of the kids ripping off my wig?
Yes, I can. Mariah works at a school. Yeah, I can imagine wigs getting ripped off at school. Absolutely, I can.
What is that?
Oh!
Some of the kids have asked me, is your hair real? Because my mom wears wigs. I'm like, oh, no. I mean, yeah, my hair is real, but wigs are awesome.
That's funny.
Fucking love it.
Okay, so Rollerblade, I'll also want to give Rollerblade S tier. I really do, because I think it's important to acknowledge their presence. And then Tree says right here, Rollerblade uses the best quality materials and it withstands time better than most other skates. And I know that I can trust that I will have that same opinion, Tree, because again, not only I heard that, but I know that your opinion is very valid in this scene with all the things that you've tried. I don't know, I think I might have to give Rollerblade S tier, even without trying them. Because me liking how a skate feels, I guess, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad product. Because the M12, when I get to that one next, I don't think it's a bad product, and I'll talk about that. I just don't like it. Oops. Moved them all up to S. All of them, Billy O'Neill, John Julio, Frankie Morales, Mr. Kaltic, and Austin Paz all got a notification that they were moved to S tier for a second. When they went to click on it, it wasn't there anymore. All of Surge history in one video. Watch later. Oh, that's great. I figured it was like, I mean, that's funny, a history, but like the whole story. I hope there's like a dark history moment. There was rats that got into the factory. They peed on cans. People died. Been riding the Keens for a minute. Super solid. Dope, dude. Sean, I've seen, I think I saw somebody, did I see you skate any Windy City stuff? Like, did I see you skate at Rampant Camp? I gotta see you skate, homie. I'm drawing a blank. I should have bought the pigeon blue instead of the base thems, because I have a feeling I'd like them better, because the Dirks were my babies, and I did my best work on them back in the day. And are they the Dirk mold? But I gotta say, Dustin, I don't think you'll be disappointed, dude. I'm correct that this is gonna be your first them skate, correct? Am I correct that I'm correct? Are you correct? Oh, you did blank? Hey, Corey English. Welcome, homie. I'm kicking back with a surge and some Doritos, watching Rocket Power. Wait while you wait for Brink to come on the Disney Channel. This used to be a country. Imagine. I thought you for a second. I thought you said I'm doing these things. I was like, you're a legend. This used to be a place I was proud of. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. I've been riding them. Been riding the solos for about 10 years before that, bro. And the solos and the tribes, the clear solos, are cool. One of the few skates with like vents and stuff, and just a massive sole plate that I love. You know, I think I've convinced myself that this is the A leaning S tier, and I think I'm confident in saying that I can give Rollerblade S tier. I really hope that when I try them, that I'll like them. But something that kind of, now that I'm remembering this too, that helped me realize that they really are listening, is that when Ben was doing his video with Mike McFly where he tried the new ones, and they had like a sizing bed in there. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like the idea of having an extra key for the cuff bolt, if I'm correct. I think this needs a special key. I wish that wasn't a thing, but I do appreciate what it allows you to do with the cuff, and it makes it so it's... I'm pretty sure he said the cuff never backs out because of that. It's like, if that's what it takes to keep a cuff bolt from backing out, like, I'm on board. I will keep that key in my wallet, you know? Tree, I've only seen Sean skate rollerblades. That's dope, dude. Love it. Nope, didn't skate. Yeah, well, hard to skate there. Doritos Surge, Resident Evil 2 was the best times, it was the worst of times. Considering those as my next one, Sean, either blanks, thems, or new mesmers. Bro, it's hard right now to make a choice for what you want. Like, when we talk about how many A tiers there's gonna be, it's hard to just not be like, to just give credit where credit is due, and they're all great. They're all come from so many years of experience, and many of them now being skater owned or heavily influenced companies. What's up, Amy? FR is definitely S tier outside of aggressive. That's a good point. I mean, I talked about that a little bit. No, you're absolutely right. I would imagine that their rec skates probably feel incredible. I just don't like the way that they look. Their marketing is good at capturing what their skates do, but I don't think it's as enticing as other brands. I think that I can click out of an FR video really quick because I'm like, okay, it's like, unless I'm blown away by the tricks, which happens a lot too, but I never find myself being like, wow, that edit or that specific piece of marketing, this series of marketing, this thumbnail, this image, your social media. There's nothing that stands out to me about any of that for them. For FR, for they. I'm trying not to say them. Oh, okay. You were skating a little bit in the old street section, dude. I wish they still had that street section. I went there, and when I saw all the dragon rail, I was like, no, he got rid of it, didn't he? And when I got there, I was like, dude, I can't skate. It took me 2 days to learn how to skate those ramps. I really, really hope they got a street section back when it's Rampant Camp comes back, man. Grevo, get those Anthony Patiers because of the white skate craze. Included intuition liners value. I'm actually digging them a lot. Royale Groove feels really good. They're super light compared to Razors. Oh, you got those. Oh, I'm sorry, I said get those. You got those Anthony Patiers. Yeah, like I've said, I've heard good things about them. I hear the look. I feel like their performance is good. How's their fit? Something I didn't mention for the Mesmers either is their aesthetic is probably my favorite. I think that white skate and the Dom Bruce and then the John Bellino V2, they're all like my favorite looking skates. Sole plate's amazing too on those skates. They just hurt my feet. Run through. Set up my clear solos for tomorrow. Do that. Please do that. Fair play. Are you rating purely on aggressive skate brand or brands as a whole? So, I was considering brands as a whole because I mean I got the dupe skate on here, and that like I wanted to get your guys' opinion. I guess I can ask now since we got enough people in here. The dupe skate, would you consider that a power slide skate? Because I have the zoom here. Would you consider the dupe a power slide? Because if you think so, then I just won't talk about the dupe. But I think the dupe considers at least being talked about. Because it's a whole branch of things, which is it's a weird niche, and I think it's hilarious. But we'll get there. But so no, I'm rating them from a brand standpoint as a whole. So like their product is very important and probably weighs of like 40% as to where they get put on this list. But things like marketing, things like specifically creative marketing and then digital marketing, how they apply that creative marketing. But then like their team, their history, their future, and then their presence as far as how are they being talked about, when are they being talked about, and how frequently are they being talked about. That's also being considered too. So that all of that conglomerate makes up about 60% of the weight for judging here for the criteria. Oh goodness gracious, you guys are going on. On your phone so you can't barely see. What is the top skate? That is a rollerblade blank. I have the weekend wheels coming in tomorrow. It was too cheap not to grab, plus I need wheels. Wait, are they on sale? Maybe not on their website, but somewhere else. Hey, if they're cheap enough, drop it in the chat. I'll buy some too. Oh, okay, yeah, Libby says there. No, because he's based on kid skates. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm not going just based on aggressive for sure. It's just that's the most pertinent to me because that's the stuff that I'm going to see. I don't very often see rec stuff, but I see, I always have aggressive stuff shot at me online. Hey! Matt, we were just talking about you. So you're talking about Solomon, and I made the joke when I started. Solomon is not a new brand, and I'm talking about brands that are new that we can currently support. You know, you can't fit Solomon on a D to S tier. There's no tier above S, so we can't put Solomon on here. So you can just assume they're up there in skate heaven. But I saw your post earlier, Meta. You were talking about how you love the new rollerblade blanks, but you also referenced how much you absolutely love the Solomon skates and how you'd like them to make skates again. So would you say that you think the rollerblade blank deserves to be the only S tier right now above them skates and Mesmer? Because for me, I'll reiterate, from them skates, there is only one thing, and the more I say it, I might end up moving it to S. The more I say it, that the bolts keep me from wanting it to be S tier because of how many sessions I was losing my cuff bolts. It was an actual problem. I felt like an addict. I would lose them and be like, and then like looking around, I'd tell people, be like, I'd have my phone and I'd be like leveling it with the ground with the flashlight, trying to see, you know, like shadows. It's not a fun feeling. So like having the skate for 6 months and having to deal with that a lot was not fun. And again, I could have gotten Fruit Tech or tried the craziest levels of the Thread Locker, but for me, that needs to be remedied before I'm like, this is an absolute great skate. But the blank, I don't think has that issue from what I've heard. I would like to have experience with it, and who knows, I might have to revisit this tier list after I'm actually ingrained in the community a little bit more and have more real knowledge, but... Yeah, Tree, the kid skates are aggressive. Oh, that's amazing. What... Tree, you should be a lawyer. You're a street skater, you suck at transition. I'm trying to be both. I'm trying to be a better street skater. I'm good at riding flow, but I'm not great on coping necessarily. Dupe is under power slide umbrella, but so is Gods and Mesmer. Okay, yeah, that's kind of how I was figuring we could treat it. I just know Dupe isn't as big. Lander, what's up, homie? Yeah, that's this is Meta from Ramping Camp, Sean. Met the Wise faction so good. Oh, we're gonna get there. Don't you worry. I wish I had more time on them before I hurt myself and then ended up doing this tier list, but I think we can all agree we know where I'm gonna put. Lander comes in here and flexes on all of us. His beautiful bilingual tongue. Never connected the dots until now. Hey man, that happens. That was me with Brian Weiss. He was skating at this local Kalamazoo competition. Dustin, I love you, dude. This is great. I double dog dare you to share it on your Insta or Facebook or to MySpace 8. We can move more people. That's great. MySpace, meow. Gracias, hermano. Igualmente. Bendiciones. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher that. I'm not gonna try anymore. I think tomorrow is gonna be the first day I finally ride my factions. Don't shame me. I can't shame you. I can't skate. MySpace was dope. A whole vibe, bro. It was the rampant camp of social media. Horrible at transition? Dude, I would not say horrible. You were riding those ramps, and it's not easy. It really is not easy. I come from 12 years of transition on a board. I would not skate flat, ever. If I was skateboarding, I'm going down a hill, or I'm on ramps. Otherwise, it's like, if I'm rolling around outside, I'm only practicing ollies and kickflips for like an hour before I'm like, no, I'll just ride to the park. That's, you know, a half an hour skateboard ride away, or 15 minutes probably. Anyway, so I like, transition is very hard, and I have, I'm pretty good with transition just because of that. I put on the skates and was like, oh wow, this feels great. Rob, appreciate you. 16 watching? That's a high number. Oh yeah, we ranking, and I'm not even doing it anymore. I'm just rolling through the chat. Rolling blade. Man, loving the space. Thanks for encouraging a healthy conversation. Of course, yeah, I love you, dude. I can't wait for us to be able to work more together, dude. I know we're gonna have some good things cooking. I think Aeon should be up there. Okay, so I am gonna talk about USD. The Bernal is right here. These are just a general over-branching icon for the brand itself. You can see here, S tier does not mean the rollerblade blank itself is just itself an S tier skate, and that I think, you know, like the rollerblade Blade Runner, the cheapest skate that they sell or whatever, is a C tier type thing. That's not the tiering I'm doing. I'm tiering the brand itself. Rollerblade and their team, you know, like blank, their products, their marketing, their people, their history, and their current presence. So I think rollerblade being the actual verb for our sport just gives it immediately an S tier, like right there. But then the products they're making, I just have not heard negative things. I own myself a pair of their soft 80mm rec skates, the half soft plastic boots. Those recs feel so good on the feet. So they know what they're doing, and I'm good with giving them an S tier. They've got enough time in the game too, and helped enough people, done enough things. But yeah, so we'll get to USD soon, and I'll reference the Aeon. I haven't been able to skate them yet, though. I do want to skate some Aeons. I want the equities, the EQTs. Are they? Is it equality or equity? Because I was pretty sure I heard Matthias call it the equity, and he wants it to be EQUIT. But I thought it was equality, which I mean I don't. There's probably good arguments for both, but I support equality full face, you know, like full stop. Skates are meant to get dirty. Yep, absolutely they are. Lander, this is the place to be. We all need a little spook in our lives. I appreciate you, Lander. Your tier list got hijacked by a gang of ADHD bladers, bro. Yeah, me being one of them. Mijente.com. If you know, you know. I don't know. ADHD in the house. Did someone say something weird? Or did someone say weird? Oh. It's the bat signal. We are the rabbit hole. I understand. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's one of those things when you're looking at one skate, it's like, okay, but where's all the other great skates? I feel you, homie. Thank you for leading me to explain that, because I do need to explain that multiple times. ADHD Blader, Sean, you're a genius. Let's just get to stream and edit started now. I think, Lander, Sean, I think I ate rabbit as a youth unwillingly. My grandmother said their dogs ate them. But my aunt told me many, many years ago we were the dogs. Oh,
Was the rabbit
hey,
good?
what are we, what's going on here? What is this? Hold on a minute, okay. Are you alright? Are you okay? Did you have to eat the ears? Is that what threw you off? No, that's cow tongue. No, these are ears. And that's weird, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I hope that didn't, like, scar you and that I'm not laughing at you right now. Goodness gracious, that's a story. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. 420. 420, where? Where's 420? Team neurodivergence. Anyway. So yeah, I guess we're on to the M12 here, the Roches. I think I'm confident in giving Roches an A. They do some great things. I would argue that they could be S tier as well. They've got enough time in the game. They do a lot of sponsorship. Their team is amazing. Their skates are always cool. And a lot of people would argue that just changing colors isn't, you know, viable, this and that. But they've been doing it long enough that I would argue it is viable. It's kept them, people still buy it. And I put the M12 Juno up there because that's probably one of my favorite color schemes. If they put that on a fifth element, it would definitely be a contender for the first fifth element that I'd want to buy. Being the Yuto Goto and the Savison, I really want both of those just to try a fifth element. But you know, I think I will move this up to S tier because if we're gonna, like, Roches is just a few years behind being what you would call rollerblading. Hey, you going Roches today? You gonna go Roches today? Roches, you gonna go Roches today? Like, they came into the game later than rollerblading, if I'm correct. But, like, they have as much influence as them, and their skates are incredibly well made. I never had issues with, like the buckle is amazing, the memory buckle. Their wheels and their frames do pretty good, especially for the price that you can get them at, like $5. Sean, I don't eat rabbits anymore. Well, yeah, not live, I would think. Rabbit tacos, sounds of the what? Rabbit tacos, sound of the chains? What? Team plant-based food, bro. Yeah, if we can, I'm all for that. Especially if, like, because when they start doing that stuff, that means they can actually make it, like, they'll focus on making healthy food taste good, which is what I need. Roches bought us Valo. Yep, well, there you go. And Valo arguably brought us them, because them goods, wasn't that started when Valo started as well, because they needed their own website, or I only spook them now. Okay. Alright, so we're on to USD. I guess, oh yeah, Meta, here's your profile right here. We were talking about you skating the limbs. Let me quick pull up Roches. I love what they're doing with their social media. It's unique. They put time into it. Their product photos are always phenomenal. Portugalia was amazing. Winter Clash coverage was the best that we've seen in years. Their skaters are all just so great. I don't feel like I hear very often that their team isn't treated well. I'm sure they've had, being around as long as they've had fallouts, but oh man, yeah, like the domestic, is that the domestic punk soul plate on the Easter ones, or did they come with soul plates? They might have. I just love the memory buckle. I want a memory buckle on everything, but this, I love this Easter colorway. The stuff that they do is always fun. They're not afraid to take risks, obviously. It's like not everybody likes that, but I like it. And if this were a Fifth Element, I would buy this one. Not only because I love Bobby, but I love skinned boots. Black leather skin boots scream to me. And then of course I got Savison, who's just the freaking one of the best bladers on the planet for sure, but also one of the greatest blading personalities ever. So good. And the kid is so amazing at taking himself seriously to just the right level. He doesn't treat himself like a joke, but he's not afraid to, like, live up to the crazy hype of being like that dangerous Russian. You know, I just love that he dives into that trope. La Scarfaggio. Yeah. Scarfaggio. But they haven't sponsored Gabe. Dude, yeah, I mean, Gabe deserves a Fifth Element. I absolutely agree. When I see a Fifth Element, I do think of Gabe, and that's something to be said. Gabe Talamantes, he absolutely deserves a Fifth Element. But their marketing's good. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it long enough. So, yeah, I'm confident keeping them in S tier. I don't need to babble anymore. USD, I think for the same reasons, can move them up there. Mesmer and them being an A, I think also would be changed if they had more years in the game where we could know for sure. Now that I say that, who am I kidding? Like, Valo has done crazy stuff, so I think I'm talking myself into putting them skates into A. The Bolt things become more and more trivial to me as I talk myself into, like, John Julio's whole past. Is like, I don't know, because then maybe that means I would have to be essentially ranking Valo at that point, because what Valo did stands on its own two legs. What them is doing is definitely building that same foundation, and so I think we can expect that. So I don't know. I'm talking myself in circles, but you've heard it. I might move this up to S tier. This is going to be the hanging fruit that at the end I'll decide if I want to. But the amount of time that USD has had in the game, I think that it's easy to say that USD is also an S tier brand. The people that they sponsor, like their team, don't get me wrong, people were like non-professional or no professional, whatever it was, that people hated that. That was not a good marketing tactic, but you gotta take risks. You know, I mean, they tried. And it was done well. It was of quality. It just didn't resonate. So I think their marketing is S tier. Like, their product photos are always cool. They got Bernal, they got Weitzman, they got frickin' Eugen. Goodness gracious. Lomax. Oh, well, right here. Farmer. Mary Munez. Richie Eisler still on? Is he on their skates still? But anyway. Yeah, and then the Aeon, you know, you got people who swear by the Aeon being the best skate ever when they really like them because of how amazing the unibody construction is. So yeah, I think I'm confident in being able to put them in S tier and probably don't need to justify that much. Here's one that's going to be interesting. Impala skates. I need more information on Impala. Is that a Roche's brand or is that a Power Slide brand? I was pretty sure it was Roche's, but I don't remember. I wonder who has the biggest M12 collection. Yeah, I wonder if they're okay. Will the memory buckle go on the factions? Ooh, good question. I might do that. Picked up a fresh pair of the Zipper Grahals. The Grahals or the Grauls? Is that how it's Grauls, right? Not Grahals. Dude, that's dope. UFS Souls too? Bro, you're living the life. Oh yeah, Amy, appreciate Ilya's workout routine. No, the man's crazy, dude. The balance workouts he does. He's gonna be able to friggin' grind across spider thread between the friggin' Empire State Building and some other building. Did you get your puppy tongues yet? Yeah, what, Lander, did you get your puppy tongues? I never ended up ordering them, I don't think. I got like 5 pairs, sent one to Ben. Bro, puppy tongues, man, it needs to be the thing. I need to make some. I honestly think it'd be fun to make some. Are the other 4 in one skate? Puff. I did put 3 in a faction for the LOLs. I love you, Tree. Outside... Oh, oops. I saw outside as a word that you typed. Amy goes outside. USD has a top-notch site for their whole team. They do an amazing job highlighting everyone. Yeah, that's something to be said, too. They definitely do it well. The skate is all tongue, Sean. Atta boy. Tongue on tongue. I would really like to try the old school thrones, yeah. Judas, hey, there you are. What's up, homie? I heard Impala is owned by Globe. Interesting. Who's Globe? I don't know anything about Globe. Aeons are literally my favorite setup yet. The only thing that should be changed is the groove. Okay. What's your argument towards the slicks? I feel like they need to figure out that soul plate before I really want to buy a new Aeon. Like, when I buy my EQTs, those are going to be used skates for sure. I probably won't buy new ones. The new skate that I buy from them will most likely be the Bitsman. But I really want to try the unibody construction for sure. For Impala, I think I'm going to give those a B tier. There's something to be said about cheap skates being available. It's also the cult shell, kind of. I guess, like, their stock wheels aren't great though, right? Like, Lino just did a video on these and he said that he didn't like them. And I've really only heard that they're not great. I've really never heard that they're good, so I think I'll keep them in the C tier. Just haven't heard that they're great. I love their look. They have far reach. They made it in the Barbie movie, but I don't think that was because they're, you know, like they exemplify something that rollerblading is. I think they were just like easy to make a deal with to get a bulk amount of these cheap skates to paint. I really don't think that they're special by any means. When they first came out, I was interested. I do like the look of them, but I don't think that they provide anything that a rollerblade cheaper skate won't provide for you. And again, I don't know if putting money into Impala is going to be putting money back into blading. Like rollerblading definitely is going to do more because they're just a rollerblade brand, but the skateboard brand. Okay, very interesting. Orale. I actually can't skate my my thems without my Adidas puffy tongues in them anymore. I'm glad I was drunk during the puffy tongue era and super baggy pants and rapping bladers era, just not me. Dude, that's what I'm trying to get to. I want the crazy baggy pants and like the crazy rapper look. I think that's so fun. I love that stuff. But I don't think we should all have one style. I was like, sure, one style might be more popular than the other, and people might try to do one more than the other, but we all need to represent who we are when we're on blades. Because A, that means more people will see it for what it is, truly unique and an art form, and it boils down to the person in the skates, not the skates. And it's super important for us to all, you know, exemplify ourselves. If anyone knows where to find an 1112 Nick Lomax dark green pro skate, dude, yes. The Master Chief green, that's the other Aeon I would take. Like the dusty Master Chief, bro, it's gorgeous. Get some gold accents on that. Dusty, I bet you'd look dope in some baggy sweatpants and a white tank top and a visor beneath visor. Stop laughing.
No.
But they're owned by a skateboarding brand, homie. So is that your argument they should be D tier? You know, I can agree with you. I can agree with you there. I can agree with that. No, that when you say that, it's like, why does a skate company need to have rollerblades? They really don't. And they don't need to be making crap rollerblades either. These aren't good rollerblades by any means.
I liked my Impala quads though.
That's the same brand, right? Impala quads in this. Mariah really likes her Impala quads.
I really enjoyed them. But I mean, I don't have much to compare them to. Now I do, but before I did not.
Yeah, and I imagine Impala gets a lot of girls into blading that otherwise wouldn't have. Tree, good point. Yep, that's a good point too. Sean, damn it, you're probably right, Tree. I'm glad you guys are here to help me think about this. I just found out how amazing skating in shorts was the other day. Oof, I do not like skating in shorts, dude. It is not fun for me. I feel like my legs are way too exposed. I want the dark green Aeons and the orange T-neck wheels. Ooh, yeah. Master Chief. I swear I saw a pair of those at a fair price the other day. I don't remember the size. Gonna take a look quick. C is fair. Yeah, I think it's D. It's C. It's D tier leaning C. So it ends up being in C just because of the presence that it has. Like its marketing, its presence, and it being a cult shell and its aesthetic makes it so it's not absolutely dog water. But we'll move on. Impala is really not super relevant to us. Alright, next we got Power Slide skates. The Power Slide Zoom. I think I'm confident putting Power Slide at least B. I like the look of the Zoom skate, and I really want to do a Zoom Sway combination. I want to do the Zoom Barbie with a black sole plate, black wheels, a black, you know, like, just black, everything else black, and then put a Batman logo on it. I think that would be dope. The Batman skates would be super fun. That it would be fun to get some white stuff and try to dye it that same pink and just do an actual Barbie pink aggressive skate. So that being said, I think that they are prominent in what they do, but I do find myself being confused constantly by, like, Power Slide's branding and being like, what do they make? And then you come to find out, okay, so you do make everything, but you also have branches of brands that also make everything. And it's very mixed from what I hear. People either love or hate Power Slide. And I guess I've not been doing a good job of this. Most of these skates, let me run through it quick again so I can remind people. I have not tried a rollerblade blank. I've only ever tried rollerblades back when I was a kid, like rollerblade brand. And then I have rollerblade soft shell. I think they're Blade Runners. Whatever. I have skated Roche's M12s. I have old Roche's M12s that fit better than these ones, but they were before the sole plate. I have experience with this. I just wasn't a huge fan. I only have experience with carbon 4s for the USD and shadows, but they were the shadows before they were USD shadows. So I don't have much experience with USD yet. I have the most experience with 909s. The them skates, I've had 6 months of experience on those. I've not skated any God skates, any Cultic skates. I've skated the Giambolino V1 Mesmer skates, shell only. I bought them secondhand, Facebook Marketplace for 50 bucks. They were real beaten up, but I wanted to see what the shell was like because I heard they were big. And yes, they were incredibly big. The size 10, all of my liners could stick out of the front of the toe box here. I could stick my toes out of it. No matter what I did, I could not get my foot to fill out that shell. I do not have any experience with FR skates. I do not have any experience with Power Slide. I have experience with the Razor's Cult by association because I have Giambolino SSMs, and those are cult shells that are skinned, and I really loved those. They felt amazing. And then this also is a cult, which is ironic. Like, you got skate that feels great and like people swear by. There's a cult for cults, but they're not doing a good job on the tier list for me. Anyway, moving on. I think I'm confident keeping them in B tier unless we have some more arguments as to why not. I could see moving them up to A because of how they might have had a presence in blading just as like a sponsor or as in supporting people. Again, I don't hear bad stories about how they treat people, so that's good. Dustin, I don't like the way I look in shorts, but the feel is too much to care. Well, yeah. Never worry about how you look, because that's all perception, you know? It's like, it's beauty's the eye of the beholder, man. Love skating in shorts, get that breeze and leg freedom. Lander C minor, I love that. That's how I'm gonna talk about these. Maybe I should have done, like, halvesies. There's, like, D, C minor, C, B minor, B. But yeah, this is a C minor. I would say Razors is a almost a B minor, but leaning C sharp. Shorts and shredwear, breezy and safety. Yeah, Metha, no, I've definitely done that, Metha, no, for sure. But I shredded my shredwear socks doing that. It made me feel bad. I was like, nah, I just gotta skate with thick baggy pants, like thick cloth baggy pants, and just let it go from there. That's done well for me. I sweat so much as it is that I'm not worried about, like, oh, I'm wearing pants, I'm gonna sweat too much today. I get bothered by outside corporations profiting off of something they're not invested in other than financially. Sean, you and me both, brother. So, no, I know. It definitely is struggles. D tier leaning towards C. It's definitely C minor. I don't like that Globe owns that company. They're definitely not putting money back into rollerblading, that's for sure. Get some shredwear, Dustin, for sure. I'm gonna be getting their crash pads. I love the shin stuff. Seriously, has saved my life, bro. I bet you I would have broken my shins a few times if I hadn't been wearing them. My shins are xylophones, dude. You can read braille off them. Powerslide equals USD. So, Amy, Powerslide owns USD. Does that mean they are the same? Sean, like, is it? Should I not have Powerslide up here on its own, or is that just me? Oh man, this chat. I'd rather the skateboard companies make profit off of us than make fun of us. Tree. Yeah. I agree, homie. Hard though, you know? It's hard to balance that, because we want to be able to let people in, but we want to let them in for the right reasons. So yeah, no, they better watch themselves, Impala. You watch out, where we got eyes on you. I skated my M12 for 6 months, not realizing how tight they were until I got my sways. Yeah, I think it was Aaron, Chef's Dance, that said he, you know, was under the same impression as me with skating my M12s, that, well, skates just hurt. And you're never gonna find a skates that's gonna feel like a good shoe. And that is not true, bro. You could, like, skates can feel amazing, and they should feel amazing, so I'm excited to get back to my factions. Those are coming up. Oh, those are next. We'll talk about the factions next. So that'll be a conversation here real soon. Powerslide is the main company. Everything under that is okay. So yeah, when we talk about like Mesmer and stuff like that and whatevers. USD upside down. Oh man, the chat. I'm doing bad here. Big nah from me, but I digress. No, you're valid. You're absolutely valid, Sean. Really? Dusty, before Universal Skate Design, it was upside down. Is that true? If you're lying, we've established this earlier. If you're joking, you have to do a /S at the end of your sentence. It's a /S for sarcasm. I hear you. I guess shirts are Gucci for me as an island boy, but yeah, I've shred them and got another pair. Oh, you're talking about with shorts. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just come from always wearing skinny jeans as a skateboarder too. That I like my legs to be hot. I'm weird. I need both pads, but I haven't hardly worked in 4 months, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to soon with the current situation. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't want to encourage you to move out of where you're from, but the company I'm working for is always hiring. It's you know, the people that I work with, there's some branches you can make a lot of money. So if that's what you want to do for a little while, there's some travel jobs that we're looking to fill that you can make a lot of money doing. So if that's of interest to you, message me, my man. Then you can come out and live by us. G-form crash pads for tomorrow. So Sean, you've referenced tomorrow twice now. What's tomorrow? I don't know what tomorrow is. Sean, it's your list. Don't phase me. Oh, I know. I'm a man of my own volition. As long as they get back to the community for that profit, make profit, I'll help you. Okay, both being up there is relevant. Thanks. I do appreciate that. Like, I need you guys to help me understand factually these things before I can give my opinion. I don't like giving opinions out of ignorance. And I know that's going to happen, but I try my best to not to. Example, I'm a millionaire /S. That's true, upside down. I learned that today. Very interesting. I wonder why and what changed. They wanted to be taken more seriously? We are the universal skate design. Anyone else put on a previous skate a few months after you retired them and say, how the heck did I skate these? Yes, the M12s and the Carbon 4s. Though I liked the part that goes around your foot, the ankle part of the Carbon 4s, I was like, man, what was I doing in these? And then the M12s, I just can't, I can't believe I skated those for a few months like I did. I was like, what's wrong with me? These hurt. Crazy. Upside down, initial name. I always say the truth, even when I lie. Tony Montana. Tall Tony tour? What are we talking about? Oh yeah, tree. Yeah, no, I've definitely felt that. Alright guys, so into one that I think was obvious, and I'm just going to drop it right up there. This company has not been around long, but it's just making frickin' tsunami waves. Faction goes right into S tier for me, and I don't think I gotta really go too in detail as to why. Like, we talk about their products, amazing product, especially for the price, and like, that they still support their skaters, and you get what you get. Incredibly well made. I skated them, I think, a total of like 15, close to 20 hours. And when I opened up the closet that they're in right now to look at them the other day and just hold them and caress them and dream, I was like, these still smell like new skates. Man, they hold up even after the beating I was putting them through. I was really starting to hit on them my last day when I hurt myself. The frickin' the sole plate is so fast. Jimmy Sizz is just frickin' calling down from the skate gods to ignite lightning under his skates every time he does something. This dude, I am blown away by the things Jimmy Sizz has been doing recently. He, like, it's so hard for me to have a favorite skater list. Dude, look at him. It's because, like, I'm constantly changing it, but Jimmy Sizz has entered my top 3 for sure. I think right now it's going, my favorite skater is Billy O'Neill, Brian Weiss, and then Jimmy Sizz is third. He's shot up in my list of favorites, but everything he's doing, dude, just what is up with you? What is going on in that brain, man? Like, the impossible grinds he's been inventing, like, has anyone done the handful of grinds that he's been doing recently? I know you guys have all seen it. Like, the stuff he was doing, like the toes pointing at himself, like toes pointing towards each other, double topside. Tree, I know you've done a lot of these things, but am I correct in thinking that some of these are MBDs? You'd be able to tell me, but look at this. Dude, what are you doing, man? Come down to earth, bro. And look, he's got style too. I love the way that he skates, the way that he looks. What, dude? Oh my god. Guys, Jimmy Sizz needs to have 4 billion followers. I'm pissed that this, like, is not talked about more. Goodness gracious. I don't think I need to justify anymore. I put on the factions for the first time at Ramping Camp and laced the top sole on the biggest ramp I've ever been on within the hour. And then I laced a trick that I've never done on coping, a sole step over to Pawn Star in front of the whole faction team, and all of them were like clapping for me. Clark is amazing, the team's amazing, the compound's dope, the skate is so good. I really don't think I need to justify this being S tier. I love what they're doing. Clark, please let me work for you. Please. Anyway, moving on so I don't embarrass myself. Flying Eagle. We're going from S tier to Flying Eagle that I know nothing about, other than I've been told if I reach out to them, they might give me free skates, which I don't think is a really, like, a good thing about them. It means I might just be looking to scrape together whoever's going to be able to get them some money for free. I need opinions on Flying Eagle. I didn't really want to do this for my own tier list, but I do need opinions. Metha, I see you talking in here. I need to move forward. Let me get into this chat. Amy, oh, dang it! I fully landed the backstab. I was about to, like, woo! Slash S. You're gonna get it. I know you're gonna get it. It's a hard freaking trick. M12 for 3 years. Then I went to Shifts 2, and I was like, why did I skate those? The Shifts or the M12? Tony Tour is the best day of the year? What is that? Tone Tour? So when I see that, I see Tony. Action! Yeah, dude. S tier for sure. My old friend that I used to play Fortnite with is moving to Michigan with her boyfriend, and I'm gonna turn her into a blader. That's sweet, dude. Yeah, I used to play Fortnite a lot actually. I used to stream it. I'll pull up my old videos. I'll show you how good I was. But I haven't played it in probably since like their first when they went from being like seasons to chapters or whatever. That was when I really stopped playing. But as soon as they added special weapons and then like boats and stuff, that's about the time that I stopped playing. He is phenomenal. Jimmy Sizz is just like, man, I can't believe the crap that he's doing. Fry Gomez, happy belated birthday. Feliz cumpleaños, hermano. Fry Gomez on factions, is that, have I seen him on the white factions? Is that who I've seen on Instagram? The whole team is not only extremely good and unique, but they are all really genuinely good people. Absolutely a dream team, Meta. No, you said it. And they're getting Jesus Rivera on Flow, I saw. Get him on the team, bro. He is a stunt skater. That was nuts. The Whoomty Whoomp at the Iowa Park. That's up there. What? Coach Cam on the cam. Yeah, dude, Cam is awesome. Such a nice guy. Great skater, too. Sizz has no limits. Absolutely not. He hates naming his tricks because he does so many of them. He's a humble dude, but like if I could name my own trick, man, I would. I'd be all over that. I'd love that. Can I name one for you, Jimmy? No Wolf Blade on the list. No Wolf Blade on the list. Yeah, that's a brand new prevailing company. Are you guys bumping my mic? Is this gonna be heard? Or just swarming Mariah? You can just see her look over the cats. She is warmed by kitties.
My favorite thing. I love
You
it.
hear the purring. Gabriel, purr into the microphone. Alright, cats. I need to move this out just a little bit so you're not bumping it like crazy. M12, yeah, met the M12, thumbs down. Agreed, homie. Wyoko, yo, what's up? Wyoko, don't be offended that I put the FR Patiers in B. Their aesthetic makes me not like them. But I know they're amazing skates. I know you like them. Oh. Tone Tour is a thing tomorrow. Okay. I was good until they added the slide mechanism and it messed up my binding, so channel 3, then I just got tired of it. Okay, so... You talking about the Aeons? Fry Skates Factions 2, he's the Mexican secret weapon. Plus he volunteers every Get Rollin' Mex tour and produces the VOD. That's how I know that name. He produces the VOD. Good stuff, man. So I need to know more about the Mex tour. Mariah really wants to go to Mexico. Is this the Mex tour when you say that you go through Mexico? I don't know enough about it, and I'm ashamed to say that. I should know more about it, brother. But I would love to know more about it from you. Actually, Metha, I need to have you... I didn't think about this. I'll talk to you. I'm gonna Google Calendar together sometime this week. I want to have you on to talk about Get Rolling and all that. But we'll figure out a time to do that. El Fry se la rifa. KY Blades. Meta, yes, I was thinking about including KY Blades. The reason I didn't include Wolf Blades and KY Blades, they both crossed my minds, is because I just don't know anything about them. I know anything about they skates, not them skates. Jean Julio, we love. I don't know anything about
the skates that they make. Nothing about them. I reached out to KY1. Okay, that's not their name. I reached out to KY Blades about the KY1. Asked them if they're at any point going to send them out for reviews to people, because if I had them on their list from an aesthetic point alone, they immediately get an A, going on to S based on the customizability and stuff like that. But again, I just don't know anything about them to be able to brand them properly. And then Wolf Blades, I don't know anything about them. I'd imagine them getting close to a C tier. But that's very loose speculation, where I think they'd be, Wolfblade probably be C based on my Ricardo Lino viewage. And then I would think that the KY1 would be an A based on the little bit of stuff that I've seen. No offense, not sponsored by him. Well, you should be, Wyoko. Don't sell yourself short. Fortnite Channel 3. Okay. Duh. I was lost. I know that's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. I appreciate you. Sean, he would be a good guest. I love talking to Meta. We've talked multiple times on the phone where we have stuff to work on together. Amy, good to see you. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. I saw USD faction and cats. The world is right. Absolutely, it is. All right, so yeah, we got over the whole faction. So I saw that Tree said Flying Eagle makes good skates. From what I've seen and heard, that seems to be true. I feel like I can be confident in giving them an A because they don't need to make aggressive skates for me to like them. Like, sure, do I want all these brands to make aggressive skates so they're in the eyes of more people? Yes. But is that viable for everyone's market? No. Flying Eagle doesn't sell to aggressive skaters. They sell to rec skaters. There's nothing wrong with that. Faction sells to aggressive skaters. Them sells to aggressive skaters. And they branched out and did the Them 80s. But that doesn't make them, you know, like a rec company. Whereas them making an aggressive skate doesn't make them an aggressive company. I just think from an inline skating standpoint, I've heard that their rec skates, they're affordable, they're reliable, they're easy to get. I would argue that a lot of people have these. I know that the Ghana crew, I believe they're in Ghana, Sam's crew, but I know the African crew has these. So that's something to be said. The affordability and the ability to get them to people is important to me. So yeah, I think I can confidently give them an A. Their marketing isn't great, and that definitely dings them a little bit, so it's definitely an A minor. Their marketing feels very Alibaba to me. Is that rude? That's all I got. Maybe it's just because that's the style, because I believe Alibaba is Chinese. At least, it's not Western, I don't think, but like, I don't know. I mean, they have a USA division, I saw. Yeah, they have reach, they have support, they have affordable skates. I don't hear bad things often. I would like to get my hands on some rec skates from them, so that's something I'll have to consider, but I think I can give them an A. Oh, man. David Quiz. So, David, let me reiterate real quick. The M12 did not receive an S tier ranking. Roches, Scarfaggio, they received an S tier ranking because Roches has done a lot of great things for rollerblading. Roches has an incredible team, incredible marketing. They are constantly putting out new stuff that when it goes back into rollerblading, and I know people will argue not as much as they think it should, but it does go back. Doesn't KY make skate jelly too? Skate with jelly wax? KY jelly wax? It's skate grind lube, Rob. So yeah, the M12 itself, I do not like. If I was ranking actual skates, like, for example, I have skated the M12. I would put that down probably in the C tier. It's well made, just not well made for me. The Rems I would put above Roaches in that, you know, above the M12. But when we get to Rems, I'll talk about why they are definitely not getting S tier. So we're talking about skate brands today, not about skate models. You'll see here each of these represents a different brand. Them Skates, Gods, Caltic, Mesmer, Flying Eagle, Power Slide, FR, Razors, Impala. And you know, I am including umbrella companies as well as the companies that are an umbrella for. So Power Slide here being an umbrella for, I think, USD, right? And other companies too. But they still have all their own marketing, their own teams, and they do their own thing. So that's how I am basing what gets judged. And the judging criteria is about 45 or like 40% how well the product is, like the product itself, how well it's made, what it looks like, and what I think and or people think in general. And then about 60% is like their marketing, their presence, how they treat their team, and how they are perceived by the community and outside the community. So no, I get what you mean, man. If I came in and saw someone put M12, I think I did see that actually. Wasn't it Ben's stream that they put the M12 pretty high? I was like, I don't like the M12. Not a fan. But I do appreciate what they do, and I do respect that they are well made. Let's see. We do 5 states and cities offering free clinics, demos, and workshops, uniting and consulting local organizers and to sustain a national network of people doing it. Every location is 3 days. 1 day of one nature and one culture. Interesting. Yes, no, I would love to talk more about this. I would love to participate too. We'll make it happen, homie. We'll talk privately, but I would love to have you on the stream. If broken down, almost every skate boot can be potentially a rec skate or an aggressive skate, depending on if it has a sole plate or not. Landry, absolutely right. There's not much separating the two. Absolutely right about that. With 3D printing becoming super viable, that the gap between aggressive and rec is getting even slimmer, which is awesome. Oh, Wyoko. This is a good point. I didn't know this, except Roaches has not given a woman a skate. A single woman? Is that that's true, right? Let's start by getting a female on the team. Bro, is that true? I can't give them S if that's true. I can't do that. Because the Fabiola thing is its own thing. Like, I moved it preemptively, but yeah, you guys gotta... Agreed, Jordan. Rems is dead and did the team dirty. I need more info on that. So let's load up some info here for me. Sean and Wyoko, if you guys want to just slam your keyboards quick. Yeah, confirmation there, please, that a woman has not been given a pro skate. It seems like that's the case, and I knew that was for Fabiola, which is a huge undertaking. But if they have not given a woman a pro skate with all the phenomenal female skaters they've had on their skates, that's absolutely stupid. I can't even begin to understand that. If just as a brand, then Roses is definitely not top tier. Well, I'd love to hear why you think so, David. Again, I don't have a whole insight into the history, but... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, there's definitely no Bladies on the team with as many Bladies that are crushing it. No, I agree with you. I didn't think about that. That's something I should consider. Ben needs more opinions than just his and Cody's. Yeah, I agree. That's why I want more people to do this. I think everybody should do this. Just talk about that. That's right. Wyoko, I forgot about that. Roche's manager said that no women wanted to be on the team. Liar. Liar. Okay, you know, I'm glad we're talking about this. Thank you for bringing that up. They can't be S tier with that. You can't be an S tier team and not treat people like that. They said no female asked to be on the team, but that's facetious. Come on, like we know. That's just a way of being able for them to find a scapegoat, like a technicality. I think your list is interesting, but I'm sitting back and observe because I know you haven't been around long, so you look. I lost the camera. I'm coming back. Let me finish my sentence quick. No, Sean, yeah, you're right. That was a big reason why I wanted to do this too. I wanted people to see what info really has come to light, you know, like what are people seeing when they come in. And for me, yeah, I have not heard enough about this stuff with roaches, and that's definitely some dark history. And they've been around long enough that they can have stuff like that, and that stuff is important to me. When I said earlier, we talk about caring about people on the margins of society. Women are on the margins of society as far as especially sports go. So for them to have as much presence as they do, and have someone as amazing as Fabiola, and so many that I'm blanking on, but like the most specific one being that, yeah, that's important. That stuff is very important. Representation matters. We've talked about this before, but Aaron, Chef Stance's daughter, whenever we come and skate, he always asks me, hey, is Mariah going to be there too? Because his daughter loves seeing Mariah on skates, and that's super important. The same way that the black community was empowered by Miles Morales, as it should be, because when you see white superheroes all the time, it's like representation matters. I know I don't need to tell you guys that. But no, yeah, so that can't be S tier. I'm glad that we have that conversation. They shouldn't have to ask. Livy, that's great. You're right. But I mean, are you kidding? Like, if Fabiola has to ask you to be on your team, are you stupid? Come on, man. She should just go kick down the door. Yoked. I did. Spook got into blading after the whole Atkinson Roches thing. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's, like, I'm not a sweep under the rug type person, and we're gonna get to that at the end of this list. You'll understand what I mean. Here, you'll understand what I mean if you can kind of peek what that skaters did. But I am not a sweep under the rug type of person. I don't want to be like, let's not talk about this. Some things, yes, it's not cut and dry. Some things you don't always have to talk about. But things like this, like women being snubbed and then being like, well, she didn't ask to be on your team. Okay. How many of your male skaters did you ask to be on the team? I'm not asking you how many of your male skaters asked you to be on the team. How many male skaters have you asked to be on your team? And you're saying that, well, a woman never asked. Why would I ask a woman? Why haven't you, idiot? But so, yeah, that's that brings him down a notch for sure. That lights a fire. This is why someone needs to talk to Sean. Yeah, Sean needs to be everywhere all the time with blading. Not holding it against him. We're old. No, I like learning this way. I think it's important for me to come in and show you what I see so you can... It helps us garnish how we need to direct the portrayal of blading, because we're still so small that we have the ability to essentially help guide the way that people look at blading when it comes back. And we need to do that properly. And one of those things being equality across the board. And Fabiola Rule being such a great point lander, coming in and chiming in at the perfect time, perfect point. The Fabiola Rule, she was so good that they were like, you can just skate with the males. There's nothing separating you. Yeah, representation is huge. We know. Who wouldn't want to have her on the team? Roaches, that's who. And that says enough right there. Look at all the ladies now competing in FIs. Absolutely, man. And they're killing it. It's like they just weren't giving them the ability. For the record, I've been trying to get a female raider on my team. I'm just picky. Yeah, Sean, I was talking about feet and four wheels. I'm watching you. Gabe asked to be on Roaches all the time. Oh my god, dude, there's so many cracks. Why would they say that in public? Why would they say that as a company? I'm very feminine, Sean. Dustin, I am not kidding when I say that I am feminine. And I love it. I love flowers. I love my pinks, my purples, my colored hairs. I would paint my nails every day if I could well, not every day, but I would paint my nails more often if I didn't work with people who were like, are you okay? Why, is this a cry for attention? Love you, Sean. Rollerblade picked up Javi recently, who has a huge Instagram following. Yeah, I saw that. Hey, Ryan Rose, morning. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Welcome. Yeah, rollerblade picking up hobby was a smart move, and great skater too. Oh, Dustin, Rayan, or they call her Ryan. Rayan is your OG friend? That's great. I love you, dude. Even partnering with Bladies for a general female skate would be huge. Absolutely. Faction has the best female skaters in the game right now. Yeah, they've got a great team for sure. They didn't ask either. Yeah, we're always open here. You be yourself and you don't apologize. One of my favorite quotes is actually from a comedy show. It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? That Captain Holt says to them, when someone is not themselves, the world becomes so much less interesting. And it's like, and that's not even just the main reason why you should be yourself, but it's a great reason why you should be yourself. Think about how boring the planet would be if you weren't. Like, don't be ashamed of yourself. You know when you're hurting people. As long as you're not doing that, hurting yourself or setting yourself up for, I was going to say setting yourself up for failure, but you got to fail sometimes. You just don't be ashamed of who you are. And when you're here, you are who you are because I need the entertainment. All right, let me get the camera back on. I've been lazy, and then we'll move on to K2 skates. K2 is an interesting one for me. I would like more info on K2 if you got it. I know that they are a brand that lots of people was like the skate back in the day. So let me know what you think of K2, like factual things. You can tell me about your opinions if you want, but if you know something for sure about K2, like they're owned by this, or they're run by this person, or this person is on the team or was on the team, this person swears by him. If you know that, like pro stuff, let me know there, because K2 I don't know much about. But let me quick get up. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll put on a video quick. Let me find a K2 video. That'd be fun. And then I will be back in a segundo. I would ask Mariah to MC for you guys, but I don't like putting her on the spot. She's too sweet. Too sweet and beautiful. She's got a scarf of cats right now. That's amazing. Alright, 15 watching. Man, I appreciate you guys being so supportive. I'm not subscribed to them. Of the streaming stuff. I wasn't worried at all that, you know, there'd be the whole stepping on Ben's toes thing, because Ben's great and he would never think that. But it's just, I really appreciate this, because I just love streaming, and I love doing this stuff. It's been really fun. What's their oldest video? How to clean your inline skate bearings. Oh man, yeah, these are old videos. Alright, let's see here. Lifestyle series. I want to find the aggressive stuff. Ooh, I do like their sneaker ones. I'll come back and talk about specifically what about the design keeps me from wanting them. But their sneaker half, the soft part of their boots, gorgeous. Alright. Okay, let me go and get the camera up and running again, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Why does being on a skate team seem a lot like dating? That's amazing. Look at them. So cool.
Can you focus it on me? I don't think it's focused. Oh, you did? Oh, thanks. I couldn't tell. Thanks, honey.
Hi, Rob. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Another one, big. Well, you could do. Maybe we should do a ladies episode on talk about ladies stream.
Let's look at the font.
I really think it would be fun to do a reverse interview format where I have someone like Meta or Sean or Austin Paz come on and they come and talk to my guests or me or whatever and ask me questions. Because this is one of those things that those people who are pertinent all have one.
Yeah.
Kissing.
Alright. Got some, oh my goodness, got some chat to cup up and catch up on, but... fixing some settings, situating my brokenness. I gotta show y'all my, X-ray before we're done. I got some crazy long deck screws in my leg. Tom Heiser. Met the Wow True Tree Silverite talking about being on skate team seems a lot like dating. It's a very personal, intimate relationship. It's like, because blading isn't big. I would honestly, even big companies with skateboarding, it still seems like they're way too intimate and not business oriented. But, you know, it's kind of the nature of it. There's just not, especially in blading, not a ton of money. Now in skateboarding there's more. Dude, look at him go on the uptowns. What? Well, they have came in and dropped out of aggressive skating, what, 3 times now, Sean says? Interesting. Okay, so that's K2. If being on a skate team is like being on a dating app, I'm good. Not being good at skating, at least. I'm good not being good at skating. Dusty, too late. You're already married to the game, playa. Love you, Lander. The game is to be sold, not to be told, but I'm independent. Oh, man. Athena's best K2 skate ever. Tree approved. That's true, they are tree approved. See you, Rob. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you, homie. Sean, man, I know China is the GOAT, but Thais is my favorite female blader, hands down. Thais Kalaris. Yeah, no, I was just talking to Mariah. We'll have to do a Bladies stream, and I think it'd be fun to try to get some Bladies on to interview, and they can come and ask Mariah questions and see what they got to do to get the average, you know, like outsider female interested in skating, you know, because that's something that's got to be hard, and I'm sure they're tasked with that often, which isn't fair for a company to do to them. But again, talking about the intimate relationship of being on a skate team, they're probably expected to do that a lot. Like, how are you gonna sell to more women? Dustin, I believe you are correct. That they let people shoot promos there. There was a bunch of skateboarding promos going down. And then them ended up skating there with their team. And since then I haven't heard about it. But yeah, no, they don't have an inline camp thing. Bill Gripper talks about it in his Jump Street podcast. If Came2 came back with an agreement they'd stay for good, and they had a very small team with Tree on it, I'd be okay with them again. Well, any team that has Tree on it is immediately cool with me. Tom Heiser had a lot to do with the development of K2 Fatty. Okay. When I grow up, I want to be as good as Bio-Lee. Yeah, dude, she is an incredible skater. That's the Korean, I think she's 12 now, 12-year-old I showed you. She is so freaking good, and she's adorable.
That's precious.
She's amazingly good. Like, it's not even just like, oh, she's good for her age. No, she's better than most people out there. I can't admit, like, especially if she keeps up with it, she'll be great at skiing, and because she does snowboarding, skiing. She just recently had on her Instagram, I'm sure her parents run it, but like she was just sponsored by a biking company that like makes breakdown bikes and stuff like that, and she was like so cute on a little bike. I love that so much. Her parents have to be so proud. Behind skatepile.com and physics too. I know of physics. Skatepile.com, what's that? Is that like, when I see P-I-L-E, I think something along the lines of like maybe a place for some sort of files for blading, like 3D printing stuff, so I'm not sure what that's for, but I've never heard that. And face.
heard Face referenced a lot, but I don't know anything about Face. Yeah, Bioli is so amazing, but I want to be like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it, Seoa. And Mina Lee. Okay, so we were on K2. I gotta switch to the camera here, hold on. Back in the corner. Sean. Thais Colores? Not Thais Colores? Thais Colores? Pronunciation's important. Skatepile was an online retailer. Okay. I miss Skatepile. They were my go-to shop. Interesting. Yeah, no, Intuition, Oak City. Those are my go-tos. The Skatepile Park was incredible. That's the other thing about the media park is we can also sell products. It's just like, I don't know, I wonder if it would be something that would even be necessary with the right. I do think that the could hold weight on its own. You just need the membership thing to flourish. Membership program so people can come and skate like a certain amount of times a month or a week, however it's done, and they oh man. It sounds like someone's freaking chopping down bamboo. Anyway, media park, we could have things like the skates we could sell to people. $15 for Vans.
I'm getting some.
Vans, I think, had a whole campaign about how rollerblading's bad or something like they.
Oh,
Did,
what?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I saw a video when I first started blading of somebody, they cut their Vans and, you know, glued them onto a pair of skates. Remember I showed you that? I was like, that's super cool, I want to do that. Everybody in the comments was like, yeah, except Vans hates rollerblading, and they had a whole campaign about rollerblading being gay or something like that. Let me know if that's true, but...
What the hell? Well, that's stupid.
Richard.
Let me know if I should support Vans or not then.
Yeah, they're... I don't know what they're up to now. I think there's... Well, honestly, a big thing that's going on with Vans right now, if you guys care about sneaker shit at all, Vans had this whole reward program, and they just recently basically gutted it. So somebody who had like 25,000 points or something like that, and they had just a whole wall. They had probably like 200 plus pairs of custom Vans. All of those basically are worth $25 now. Through their rewards program. It's because his rewards program was valuing the stuff that he bought for him and made it so he could get more, and they're like, well, no, that was a cap. Those are cool. I like those. Anyway, that's fun. That's not cool of Vans. Plus, who knows what type of labor they're employing now these days. It's kind of hard for shoe companies that are big to be free of that because they all keep pushing for cheaper and cheaper service. Base was a sub-brand within K2. They were basically K2...
What are you doing? Oh,
Base was a sub-brand within K2. They were basically K2 stock wheels for all of their skates. Can you get out of here? But they were fantastic wheels. Really? Okay. Skate shop, skate park, studio. Let's go. Where's our investors at? I don't want to push this on them, but Clark's got that new little room, you know, that they've been posting about. You get a computer in there. That's where the edits can be done. Where the stream can be hosted. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'll tell my work that I gotta go live in Maryland and I gotta work from home. And then I'll keep that job, and then I'll come work at the compound every night. We'll do a stream. Ben can live there with his RV. Free, we can build you a house. We can rent a house together. Mayha. Man, I sure loved getting those Paradise catalogs in the mail. Anthony, welcome, by the way. Yeah, no, that sounds fun. I did like getting like some skate stuff here and there in the mail or just randomly, so I can imagine how fun that was.
I think I got like Lego stuff in the mail, and then like that Zoo Kids or whatever. That was always fun. Yo, let me get that shirt. This one, it's cool, right? I need to make some more, and I'll just hand them out to y'all as we meet in person. I'll just make a bunch of extra larges and larges, and you get what you get. But I just got this off of Amazon. If you want, homie, like I'll send you the link where I got this. I think it was $8, like a total of 9 or whatever, something like that. But you just drop a PNG on a shirt within Amazon, and within like 3 weeks you have a custom shirt. And this is athletic fabric, so it's that breathable, whatever water stuff. And the print is really on there. Like that's not on top of the fabric. Like that's blended into the fabric, so that's really nice. But you can do all sorts of stuff with that. So if you want a spook shirt, you can just go print one.
Essentially the same.
The highs, for sure, the skate highs, yeah. Skate highs are cool. Basically what hydrogen is to rollerblade and blank. Okay, that makes sense. What are some good comfy rec skates that I can recommend to Rayanne? The rollerblade blade runners really are very comfy. They're true to size too. I got my size and they fit perfect. I got Mariah some. You thought they were comfy, right? You remember those rollerblades I got you?
Yeah, no, they are comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable. So the rollerblade blade runners, let me, I think that's what we have. My keyboard is upside down. What's the story? I don't even know the story beyond. Is it the Zetra blade? Maybe it's the Zetra blade that we have. But, oh, this is a blade runner. So a Zetra blade or a blade runner for a rec skate, if you're looking to skate 80mm, something with a break on one of the skates, I highly recommend these. This one's on Walmart.com. Another reason of testing it. Look at that. No, I don't. Why would you show my email to everybody? Don't you send me spam emails. But yeah, no, I would suggest the rollerblade blade runner, the Zetra blade. You can get them for sub $100. The wheels are all right. They're gonna do well for you. But you can get 80mm light up wheels from Luminous and put those on, and that does a great job. So back to the list. We are on to K2. I think I gotta give them C because of them dipping in and out of skating and stuff like that. I don't like the aesthetic of most of their skates, and that's a big part of the 40% chunk rating that I just kind of coined as we started streaming earlier. But aesthetic is part of the product. So the K2, the front half of the shoe is super cool. The back half looks like a frickin' man, what is it? I'm trying to think of it. I have it right over here. Just a boot for when your foot is healing. A cast, essentially. The cast boot, the walking boot, one of those. That's what it reminds me of. K2, is it uptowns or midtowns or downtowns? I know they have all of them, don't they? Okay, yeah, if you could get rid of this hinge here, this huge, wide, tall, like if they could find a way to incorporate that into the skin, I'd be more inclined to like it. But I love the leather that they use. I love the risk of color. I love this brown and black here. The ones that were on the videos earlier, that blue one specifically was really speaking to me. Really been digging blue recently. But yeah, I don't know. I don't find the people who don't have pride in aggressive skating and then just kind of dabble in it definitely are interesting to me. And I guess that could be the same with Flying Eagle, wouldn't it? Don't they have an aggressive skate? I don't know. I guess I have to say K2 has had quite the history though, right? Like, don't they? I know a lot of people used to skate K2s. At Lander, send me the Spooks logo and I will screen print it on my own. I'll send them to you, homie. I'll do that after this. K2 King 55 or K2 style points, you'll notice the face mushroom blading.
connection immediately. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Nope. So struggling. Look at that. Goodness gracious. That's cool. Yes. Old school, baby. Best shit ever. Oh, man. Oh, mouse does not like this website. Yeah, I mean, they clearly have rich history here. What happened here? I'm missing something. Hey, Dustin twerked. He said it. My mouse, I think, is dying again. Dustin, I got Xander the Zetra Blade, and we took them back the next day. I'm still trying to get them on plays. Yeah, well, what was it about them that they weren't comfortable? We really liked them, but you know, it's not for everybody. Also, 80mm isn't for everybody either. Soft shell 80mm is not like. It definitely takes a lot of effort to be on top of those. So who knows? Like some really small wheel flat could do well. You know, 55 flat. C is fair, D wouldn't be right. What do you think about B? I like... They have had, like, I just know a lot of people talk about their K2s. I guess this one kind of is hard for me to rank, so I don't know anything about these. Next is the K2 homeless encampment. Uptown, downtown, midtown, homeless encampment. That one's made of paper bags. The King 55s don't have the hinge. Interesting. I guess I see that. Yeah, look at that. So how reliable is that? Is there the cuff underneath there, or is that just like rigid, hard support, or no support? Very interesting. Downtown is rollerblade. Thank you, Sean. I was like, that felt wrong. K2 was a skate that was in big box sports stores. That's true. I see K2s a lot. I had Solomon's but craved K2s. Funny enough. That is funny, actually. That's great. We're just talking about how Solomon's can't fit on the tier list because we ain't got a tier above S. I still really want to skate some true to size. Whatever I need. Like, I've heard they're true to size, right? Like, if I could just get a second skin and throw that in a size 10, ST9 or ST8, that would just work for me. Still get random people walk up to me and tell me they used to ride K2 fatties. Dude, that is hilarious. I was going to say, I can't remember the name of the skate, but that was Chef Stance. I've only ever met Aaron as a blader, truly, outside of rollerblading events. He's probably the only blader that you guys don't really know. So, like, the only experience I've had with another blader was I asked him about his M12s, and he's like, I used to skate these skates called K2s, K2 fatties, and then he got them again recently, and he was like, the sole plate is not fun. They were really old fatties, but no, so that's funny that you say that, and that's why I think I have to put it into B, is because so many have an experience with K2 that is like, wow, I used to love K2. But I guess we are kind of basing it a good bit based on like what they're doing now, too, so... I give K2 the respect more because of Tom Heiser and what he did. Yeah. My homie would do the steeziest boot down Roy and his fatties. To be fair, K2 still makes wreck skates and has not fully bailed, just bailed on aggressive. Right. Same to me. It's like taking back a toxic ex repeatedly. Sean, yeah, well, that's the argument that Billy O'Neill makes about Solomon all the time, which, you know, is a valid one. If Solomon were to come back, it would only, like, you could expect it to be temporarily. No one should expect it to be something that will stick around, because they got better things to do. They ain't got money here. And it's like, I mean, sure, we would all buy Solomon skates if they came out with an ST... What if they came out with an ST 9.9 or something like that? Like a swing at 909. Sold out. dipped again. The owner bought a yacht. That's it. It calls it the calls it the Wave Julio. Oh, and thanks for the job prospect earlier, but I just can't physically be at a job. No, I understand, my man. I was making a lot at my restaurant and just couldn't be there because I had to be at the hospital so much. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I know it's going to work out for you. Good things are always on the horizon, but you got the support. I love you. Just my opinion, Sean. That's what he says. And I understand and I value your opinion because it comes from a place of knowledge. Like I said earlier, knowledge is help. It is important for establishing opinions. You don't want to establish opinions out of ignorance. That'll be a discussion we have in a few minutes here. David, I rode pre-UFS M12s and then got some K2s around 2008 and hated them. I kept falling over backwards. I needed a raised heel boot. Them or Roaches are my two best options, but the M12 is too narrow. Yeah, David, absolutely agree. M12 felt like crap on my feet. Them skates felt amazing. I don't prefer raised heel or flat boot. I don't need one or the other necessarily. I do get where you're coming from because it definitely can throw you off. The King 55 prototype. Am I gonna be able to just find that on here? Prototype. Oh, that's also the prototype, okay. I figured, I was like, I probably read that wrong. The Backyard Bobs. K2 Fatties were the popular kid skate before Solomon. That's what I'm gathering. Fifth skate in on A tier is at a Seba. No, Seba has yet to be ranked. It's down here. The fifth one, this is a Flying Eagle. So again, we're doing brand ranking. This up here at S tier, we have Rollerblade is an S tier brand. We have USD as an S tier brand. And we have Faction as an S tier brand. It wouldn't surprise me if some things were to come forward that, you know, made me rethink how I thought about the brand, because we had that happen with Roaches. I had Roaches up here at S because of their prominence and everything. And then also like their team, their marketing, all of that. They do a really good job. But then I totally forgot about the Fabiola debacle. And then also how they don't have any female skaters, and they said that, well, no female skaters have asked to be on the team, which Fabiola has said is not true. But then on top of that is like, how many male skaters have you? It's a whole thing. Anyway, so I brought them down a tier from S to A because I don't respect that. I have no respect for that. I respect all the other things they have going on. Talking about it makes me angry. It makes me want to bring them down to B. But the things that they make are incredible, and I know that the people who work for them are passionate. And I can't let that be dashed by a few bad eggs, you know. But anyway, there's a whole thing behind it. But yeah, so Richard, the fifth one here is a Flying Eagle. Them skate is probably going to work its way up to S actually, because I've talked myself through it. I just am scarred by losing bolts so much that I blame the skate, but in reality they have so many good things going on that one negative I don't think should outweigh it. So I think it's finally time. Drum roll please. Let's put them skates in S. Like I said, I'm a little scarred from having to deal with losing a lot of bolts. That's my one downturn. But I don't think any of these skates up here specifically that you see being some of my favorite skates to represent how the company looks and what they're doing right now and what their products are, I don't think any of these are perfect. So I think it's okay to say that I was too harsh on the Them skate, and just because it's not perfect and is almost perfect, it deserves to be up there. I can imagine if you were to get some Fruit Tech on this skate, the base Them, you could probably skate that for 40 years and then be buried with them, and they would dig you up because someone would want them someday, like Solomon's. If someone was buried with Solomon ST9s, mint condition, you know someone would find that on the rollerblade Facebook page and be like, oh, where were they buried? That's a really interesting story. Okay, Bender, grave robber. I'm okay with K2 and Solomon not coming back. Yep, and I love where we're at right now. You can see up here we've got some, like, A is not a bad place to be. A is a great company. S just means they're leading the way. At least in my eyes. I guess that's a good way to surmise it, but, yeah, I looked at a picture of the prototype. Yeah. I'm sorry. You gonna post our final results on Insta? Yeah, I will. I don't know if I'll do a post or if I'll do a story. It'll definitely be a story first, but I don't like tagging companies in my things. I know that it's good for them, essentially, from an algorithm standpoint, for them to have more interaction, and I just need to embrace that, but I don't want to feel like I'm asking for attention, and that's kind of what this feels like, but at the same time, I need to just admit that I want to be able to put my voice out there, so that's what I'm doing on a stream anyway. Mariah called me an influencer, and I was like, how dare you, but I had to reflect, and was like, but yeah, I'm out here giving my opinions to people, and you essentially can't really argue with me. I can ban you from my chat. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. Wyoko, so just use Loctite. I would say that on them is the only band trying to push rollerblading to the public. Yeah, and Wyoko, dude, you're absolutely right. I completely skimped out on the Vogue article that they got recently. Crazy. Yeah, and John Julio is just the absolute man. I honestly feel bad that I put him in A. I just didn't want to right off the bat go with S, but I should have waited to I should have started with the Razors instead of them skates. But I absolutely love my 909s, and they're going to be the skate I have to come back to when I start skating again, because I can't go right to Factions, because, yeah, we love them, but we know that they're not the most supportive skate. And maybe I could maybe I could put my Faction cuff onto, or my them skate cuff onto the Faction. It'll look awful, but I've heard you can do that, so it'll support me. Eric Cohen, Mesmer not being in S, how dare you? Eric, welcome. I'll give you a brief rundown of why I don't have them in S. It's because my experience with them for the first editions of the Mesmer skates, all the liners that I own, my toes kept popping out of the toe box, and I'm a size 10. I got a size 10. I didn't get them with a liner, but I just could not make them work, and they hurt so bad. And I know that a lot of people have had that same experience. So you see the white skate here. The white skate here is what redeemed them for me from being a B, because I know they go one way or the other for people, and that's a big weight for ranking here. How the skates do with the general public. Like I know a lot. I've seen a lot of people not be able to skate these, and me included, because they just hurt. But I've heard he's made massive improvements with the white one, him being Billy O'Neill, but in general, just whoever made that happen, kudos to them. I want to have them in S tier, and I think that when I revisit this at some point in the future, probably the far future, I would imagine I'll have Mesmer higher up. Mesmer is doing a lot of incredible things. I just need a tiny bit more, just a tiny bit more. So we've been making jokes that, like, here you've got the Impala and you've got Razors. Neither of them are so bad that I think they deserve dog water, but I think that they're close to it, and they're C scraping D. You know, C almost about to fall into D. What Lander said, they're C minor. So you got skates up here where you could call the Mesmer an A sharp. It is almost S tier, but yeah, Eric, seems to be a common issue with the Mesmers, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but he's working on it. You know, they're working on that. And if you can make it fit more people, you'll get more people to swear by him, you know? But there's nothing wrong with the skate because of that. I do think it's made well. And I love Billy O'Neill as my favorite skater. But I can't be biased. If you need a supportive skate, you should look at FR. The them skates can be pretty floppy, which you may not want with your ankle to start. It's a good point. Yeah, I don't plan on doing anything crazy, and I probably won't even put the skates on until I'm, like, back to squatting, like, 100-some pounds like I was. I really want to get back to, like, actual strength before I'm worried about it. So, Yeah, it's gonna be a while before I'm skating, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's a part of doing what we do. Oh man, I appreciate all you coming through. It's got me busy though. Mesmer gets high points in my book because they took feedback and made the adjustments. Absolutely. Yeah, I know. That's why they are so close to S for me. Now I just need to see if those improvements really make a difference. But I agree there's huge weight to your argument here that the fact that they just did it from a conceptual standpoint is phenomenal. Need some water, my mouth is dry. I love the FR for its versatility. It's not an S in any category, but they're A or B in all of them. Fun in aggro mode, but really fun in rec mode. Rob, we're still live? Yeah, poor Mariah. I'm getting off soon, don't worry. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skates, so I'm gonna push it here. Hijacking Spook's life, says Sean. No, you're hijacking Mariah's life. I'd be doing this more if she weren't around. Dupe skates. Okay. Dupe skates. Guys, what? I love shadows. And I cannot imagine skating them big wheel. Who has skated your shadows big wheel? Ricardo Lindo, please help me. He's got a freaking headlight. He's got a shin light on that. He got a 45-degree strap. He's got a 45-degree strobe. Get on it, bro. Hot take. Impala X Barbie, the biggest collab in blading. I wish it wasn't, but it's very likely it could be. I don't know. I haven't seen any way to prove that it is, but I do know that it is talked about, and that at least rollerblading has been talked about more because of Barbie. I just wish that the Power Slide Zoom was more popular, that they could actually get a real Barbie endorsement there, because that's a better skate. Dupes are Power Slide shadows. Yeah, that's you're definitely right. And so I've been doing, you know, some like... I was asking earlier if we should consider dupe something that's different, because they're a Power Slide skate, but they do have their own brand and their own logo and all the stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, we'll just mix it in. I like shadows. I don't know if I could like them big wheel. I like that they're making the availability to do things like I want my walking shoe so I can be a businessman, step out of my skates, and I'm ready to walk in with my leather wingtips. But I don't think that's super realistic, especially with someone who sweats as much as I do. Like, I would imagine a lot of people would. I just don't see a whole lot of practicality in the dupe skates, and I think I can give them a B because I can imagine that Power Slide's they've got good quality. I would love to try to make these an aggressive skate. I need to know why people aren't doing that more if they like shadows so much, especially people who like the cuffed first version of the USD shadow, the upside down shadow. Has there been a bigger one in the past? Bigger collab? I don't know. No, Tree, I don't think, yeah, I think that there's a good point that it could happen. I suppose Rollerblade or Rollerball was an entire movie. That's funny, that's a good point. Blade Runner was a movie too. Okay. I mean, Hot Wheels rollerblades back in the day, I wonder how many those sold, because my brother had those probably sold a lot. But for the most recent one, yeah, I would argue that's most likely true. Yeah, I would guess it's the same as USD, Icon, Mesmer, and Gods. Yeah, just Dupe just isn't nearly as popular as even Icon, which Icon's coming up next. So, yeah, I think I'll give Dupe B. I want to try them, but a step-in ski boot with a, what was that, 90mm, and then you got a freaking whatever this is, and then you got a heel break? No, thank you. Gross. And then I don't ever see any marketing from them. I don't know anything about if they have a team, whatever. You can still buy dupes. You can still buy dupes. I was just looking at it. The dupe. I thought it said the dupe shoop, not the dupe shop. I was so happy for a second. Dude, you can save up to 30% right now. Who wants to stop at the dupe shoop? Who wants to stoop at the dupe shoop? Jordan, you're good. Question for shadow skaters. You ever stomp your own foot with skate? What do you mean, man? Stomp your foot? I don't know. But I have skated shadows for a little while, and I really did enjoy them, but they cracked on a fish brain. And I had 2 pairs of the cuffs, and wait, no, I had just 2 pairs, just a bunch of different missing bolts here and there that I had to make a Frankenstein version Damian Wilson. But anyway, on to Icon. I think I can start off by saying they're B, and we'll see where they go from there, because they are a mystery, like they are to most people, that they make so many things that it's kind of hard to keep up with what they're gonna do next, what you can expect from them in the sense of like soft goods and or equipment goods. And I mean, now they have more fitness stuff, so they have the 2 aggressive skates, but they have a ton of clothes and stuff too. They have tons of items. I was just, honestly, I think I'm more just like overwhelmed by the amount of options that I have when I go through their website, and not so much skates. Speaking of which, this is gorgeous. I absolutely love this skate here, the CL15 pink. That's a great looking skate, which looks like a rollerblade next. No, just with a different top. This is next. Icon is eclectic. What a word. Bro, I'm gonna look that up real quick to make sure that I'm... It's eclectic. Eclectic definition. You're making people look this up left and right. Deriving ideas, style, or taste from a broad or diverse range of sources. Bro, you are a poet. What? Wow, look at that. But yes, eclectic is a good way to describe them. You're absolutely right. They pull from lots of different sources. It's kind of hard to pin them down. Due to it being strapped in sneaker or whatever. Yeah, no, you would definitely have to stomp your foot down and get heel lift like crazy. A spook stoop at the dupe shoop. Thanks, Dustin. I love you. Never considered that until Blading on the Brain mentioned it happened to him. Interesting. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, I want to make a review on the shadows, but I don't want to skate them because they're going to crack. I just want to keep them as, like, all they are. Yeah, so I know that these are made well. I just know that the most expensive one, you rub through the cuff as if it's butter. I saw a video a while ago, and I should have pulled it up because I knew I was going to reference it. But somebody slides on their cuff, and there's just a hole, glaring hole in the carbon on that cuff. And then you got things like the straps that hang off, which... I have really skinny ankles, but really, like, kind of wide and really long feet, so I need bigger skates, but my ankles need to be strapped down to almost, like, the smallest, the tightest size possible. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to ride those, because I would just have straps dragging on the ground because of how much I'd need to tighten them. Not had that happen even when doing Christ grinds. Oh, okay. With your new shadow? Yeah, the new ones. Yeah, I cannot attest to the new ones. I would imagine the new ones are drastically different than all of the old ones with the way that they were made. Cat knocked over my baby aspirin. Alright, I think I'm going to keep that at a B because they don't seem to be doing very well, especially with their whole Ambassador program. I love what they're doing with that. I don't want to bash that at all. But it does seem to me very much like kind of what Brandon Drummond, I believe, said. It seems kind of like more towards the lines of, hey, this is the people who message you on Instagram. Hey, we saw your picture and we want to promote it, or we want you to be on our like modeling team or whatever. That's kind of what it felt like. It's just, I love Montre so much. I want to give it an A. He's so great, such a nice person, and I know that he means no harm and no foul, but that doesn't mean that that Icon is necessarily on the right track yet. I think that doesn't mean he won't find it. I'm very excited to see what ends up being. I think if he leans into the rec stuff, he might get there. I just don't think he really wants to, which I can understand. But Lander, thank you for being such. Mariah, thank you for being such a great sport and allowing Spooks to do this for us.
Of course, he loves to do it, so I will support him in any way that I can.
All right. I'm putting the Seba in B just for right now because I'm thinking it's going to be A, just because I don't really know much about Seba in general. I know that they have a wide presence. I know that CJ Wellsmore is amazing. I know that his new skate is so cool. Someone stole it and a whole bunch of other skates. I need to find a way to step all over my toes. What do I want? Yeah, man, step overs. Oh, yeah. But, I like their style. I'm not necessarily impressed by their marketing often. This is ridiculous. This is $100 off and it's $7.50 for this rec skate. I mean, it looks crazy nice, but holy cow. Goodness gracious, that is a skate right there. Yeah, I know that their carbon skate's really good too. Like, I've seen it in person. I think I held one of them somewhere. Where was I when I was like, this is a really nice feeling skate. But I don't like from an aesthetic standpoint. I'm not a huge fan of most of their skates. I do actually like the fins on the back of the cuff. It's just the toe bump and then the contrasting black fabrics are just a little much for me, at least on this one. CJ's new one were super cool though. That's why I kind of want to lean towards giving it an A. I know that I would like these skates if I tried them. But I haven't had an experience with them, so, you know, it's hard to judge on that. And then they don't really have a team, so it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I love Seba and everything that they're doing when it's CJ doing all the things that I love. And he just happens to be, like, if he... I would not talk about Seba if it weren't for CJ. Like, that's why I have the CJ up here. I was trying to find a picture of the white one, but I didn't dig for long enough. I'm sure I could have, but... Dustin, gonna sign off for the evening. My eyes are drooping from all the duping. Everyone have an amazing week. I'll be in VA Beach till Friday. Hopefully learning new tricks. Dude, that's awesome. Excited for you, homie. You get some good rest. We'll talk soon. Seba and FR used to be one company until a few years ago. That's what I figured. I forgot about that, really. So thank you for reminding me. But they're very similar. So I think I'm going to keep it in B because of that whole reason too. So, you know, thank you for making that easy for me. Have fun, Dusty. Get some clips for us, Richard. Yeah, absolutely, Richard. You're right. Make that happen, Dusty. Mariah is awesome. She could have easily pulled the plug a long time ago. Easily.
Thanks, guys. You're so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I need to know more about REMs here as I make this decision because I'm dropping this in B. I love my REM skates. I know that's not a super popular opinion. I had so much fun in these. I'm going to have fun coming back to them. I know that... I think it was... Sean said earlier that REMs was in and out, like K2 or whatever, but that or something like they just weren't good to their team. But if you guys got more info on that, we need like a actual history website for this stuff, like documenting it so we can put it in our when we have our skate shop, studio, media park, place where we can host our live competitions. We're also going to have a little blade history museum, kind of like Modern Skate has. I love their little blade museum. Dustin, I hope you heal from that hip fall, buddy. Those aren't fun. If not for CJ, we probably wouldn't be talking about Seba. Yo, that's exactly what I just said. Richard, we gotta hang out. Bye, Dustin. Love you, brother. Seba is popular for wizard skaters. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. I think that gives them a good standing in B for sure. Rems breaks my heart. Aw, Sean, I'm sorry. Yeah, me too, because I wish they were still, well, I say still, but I wish that they were a company that I could respect like Faction, because I love the silhouette of the Rem skate, and I know when I come back to skate it, I'm gonna just have a wild time. Because I did not understand what it meant to control an unruly skate until I went from the Carbon 4s, the Rems, then to the 909s. I was like, okay, I can fine-tune that HR 2.5. Rems completely changed the fit of their skates. They gave Josiah someone else a pro boot as a hand-me-down pro. Yeah, Josiah Blee. That sucks. Yeah, Josiah Blee deserves a lot more recognition. Yeah. Oh, you didn't say that? That was with roaches? Oh, okay. They stopped making skates and would not respond to the team, so the team made farewell Rems edits to announce their departures. Okay, that's what... Okay, I wondered why that had happened. It was like, it's very interesting for a team to put out a farewell to themselves. I was like, I guess they like to do things like we hate all girls, or kill all, or destroy all girls, or something like that. You know, they're edgy. It's alright, homie. No, I'm probably just misquoting. I'm drowning in it. Doesn't Rems understand the concept of love? No. They don't. Rumor has it that Kato sold Sunshine Distribution, but they have not made anything for almost 2 years. I mean, yeah, are people gonna swarm to buy new Rems? Maybe a few old heads, like, I mean, I'd probably, if they did an HR3 and it was just like that and they did the black and red again, if I could have a black HR 2.5, like, that'd be what I skate probably all the time. Just because I love the way it skates, but it's one of my favorite looking skates of all time. Like, I'm debating what skate I want to have tattooed on my arm, because I'm sure some of you have noticed I have a skateboard tattooed on my arm. And that's just a small part of my life compared to what blading's going to be, and has already been, really. But I don't know what skate to put on there. It might be the HR 2.5. It's up there with that because of the aesthetic, and again, how much I liked it, or the 909 or the Faction. I do like the 909 from an aesthetic standpoint for a fine line tattoo, but, you know, that's here nor there. Pretty certain he has nothing to do with the company more, unfortunately. Okay, so Kato's the good guy. I've heard his name. I just don't know anything about Kato. Rems even ghosted Happy. Ugh. That's gross. Why would you do that? Richard, the girls have cooties movement. Yeah, that was harsh, Arlo. They would need to fix the narrow toe box issue. Yeah, no, I just had enough room that I didn't have an issue with the toe box, and we'll see going back to what I really do think after being in a skate that fits perfect like the Factions. But alright, y'all. We are on to the last skate, and this begins a discussion that I have to take lightly. Funny enough, my father said, You're not gonna get sued talking about this, are you? And I'm gonna keep it quick. You can see down here we have the Super Veloci. I don't need to tell you why I think this. I think if you've tuned into my stream before, you know this, but if I need to set the record straight, I will quick. From what I understand, and I would love to be told that I'm wrong, but I will get there in a second. From what I understand, Levy, a skater at the age of 16 or 17 at the time for Adapt Skates, was threatened by the owner of Adapt Skates. When that came to light, it was asked, is that true, to the owner of Adapt Skates? The owner wrote a long letter to one of the most popular rollerblading YouTubers and streamers in the game, and had him make a whole video about it. And he let it settle for a little while, and the letter ultimately boiled down to, yes, I was inflammatory, but I would do it all again, essentially. And I can support a company that is like that. The video is no longer up, so it's kind of hard to say that the threat was doubled down on publicly. but I do remember watching the video and it garnishing a lot of talk, so much to the point that people are always commenting on Adapt things about like making broken leg jokes. So much so that Brandon Drummond was streaming today and said, Adapt is coming for my knees or something like that. So, yeah. I want to take Adapt out of the doghouse, being in the dog water house down there, but I need to know that there's been growth because the threat was doubled down on publicly. I don't need to see you film yourself talking to Levy. I don't need to know what goes on. I know that Levy isn't a mean person and probably forgives him. But if Peter didn't apologize and they aren't saying publicly that this has been resolved, I cannot support a company like that. I need to see growth. And there's 2 people that run that company. 50% of that company threatened a 16, 17... I'm sorry, I say 16, 17-year-old because I don't remember. But I remember he was a minor. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say there, I think. Anyway, I will gladly take any and all criticisms, hate, and praise for this list. Yeah, I will post this, but I doubt I'll tag all the companies and whatnot. Maybe I'll tag the S tier just to be like, yeah, you're the winners. But I'm definitely not trying to stoke flames here. Any and all, like, inflammatory remarks have definitely been sarcastic / S for this whole stream, you know. I think that so many of the skates up here and the companies up here are doing great things. And again, nobody is perfect. I work in a corporate company, in a corporate setting right now, and I know how the wheels churn super slow, and I know how bodies get thrown onto those gears. Good people's bodies, bad people's bodies. They do it for good reasons, bad reasons. There's just so much gray. So as these companies have to learn to no longer be extreme sports companies, and they have to adapt to being businesses, especially skater-owned companies becoming skater-owned like teams becoming businesses. It's important. So how they hold their decorum with all of that is something that I wanted to talk about today, and I'm glad that the challenge was issued. I do think more people should do this, but I get that there's a lot of... I have no reputation here, so I had nothing to lose. That's why I thought it'd be fun for me to do. But let me catch up with the chat before I leave. I appreciate you coming through. Do your own little tier list. Let's let the companies know what we think. I hope I was able to give enough explanation for the things that I'm thinking. Again, I don't think... I have no hate up here, even when I talk about Adapt. I don't have any cards in that. It just comes down to how I will spend my money. It's another reason why I don't buy Razor skates, another reason why I haven't bought Impalas yet. Impalas being because I just don't think the quality is there, and they're owned by a skateboard company, which we know we have issues with. I'm not going to push them out because I appreciate what they're doing, but I'm not going to put my money in it yet. And then Razors, I have yet to see enough. Then we talked about Adapt.
Technically, you have bought Impalas. Didn't you buy them?
I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. I think you're right. No, you're right. I bought Impalas for Mariah. I did. Yeah, no, I bought you Impala skates.
They were on
I bought them
sale.
from
Zoomies.
Zoomies, that's right. We got them from Zoomies, which honestly I shouldn't support either, but that's when I was blind as skateboarder.
This was a couple of years
It was a while ago, yeah. Now she has Moxies, which, I mean, that's a whole... I mean, at least they're not Lazo
And they're
boots,
so
right?
cute.
They are cute, they're rainbow.
They're rainbows.
In an alternate universe where Rems doesn't exist, who do you think Happy would have skated for, Solomon? Maybe with CJ. Could you imagine CJ and Happy skating together at tournaments, both rocking Seba? Seba would be on top at that point. But I don't know. There's not much that compares to an HR, just to Rems in general. But goodness gracious, they feel all sorts of ways, and it's like White Castle after you either love it or you don't. Razors, that's what he was on after Rems. Oh, okay, well. Wild thought experiment. Yeah, but that's because REMs or razors were connected, says Sean, for Happy moving on. Peter needs therapy.
Everyone should be in therapy.
Yes, yeah, we say that because we would like to see improvement from therapy, or from Peter with therapy, but yes, therapy is not something that, yeah, we all need therapy. But no, Sean, you are right. You know, Peter needs to take a look at himself. Again, how do you sit down and write that? Write what Brandon Drummond read off to us, and then it gets deleted not immediately, not even very quickly, long later. I guarantee by request. This is because you didn't like the way it sat with people. It's like you wanted to put this kid in a bad light. You were an adult at the time. They were 17. He was a teenager. Again, I'm gonna stop saying an age. He was a teenager. I made dumb decisions when I was a teenager. I am 26. I would have at no point in my life threatened to break someone's legs like that. But I had, you know, like, that's just not cool. And again, I just don't see Peter coming and saying, I did not do that. I have apologized to Levy and we are both okay. And then Levy saying that that's true, but I have seen the other side. So again, that's my point. I just can't begin to support that. Yeah, someone to handle PR. Yeah, it's crazy. Psychedelic healing, absolutely. He needs some skates. Make some skates. I don't agree with how the company handles their team, but also think their products are whack. Yeah, $1,500 skates leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Don't get me wrong, there's a niche for it, but what can you do? Too obscure for my skating. Absolutely, like the cuffless, very crazy. But I love J Ba. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to try Adapt skates, but will I? No. Will I work with Adapt? Absolutely not. Oh man, I need to catch up here. Adapt's be coming for your ankle. Yeah, my other one, my good one. They're gonna come in and kick my my crutches out from underneath me. It's alright, my friends make jokes about doing that all the time because we're still in our 20s, so I'm prepared. We were just at a wedding last night. One of my best friends from high school got married. And we're just out there on my one leg and crutches dancing. My one leg is gonna be so strong for my fish brains.
Bouncing shoulders.
Yeah. On my crutches, throwing my crutches around, spinning. You don't gotta tag anyone you don't want to. Tree, you are right. I ain't gotta do anything I don't want. I appreciate that reminder. I love you. And Peter took that personal. That's it. He quit the team and got threatened. Yeah, absolutely. That is what I can't reference the Brandon Drummond video because he had to take it down. And I say had to because I believe that's a circumstance. I don't think he did that of his own volition. It was a good video. It was, in my opinion, one of his best. He is truly a journalist. He could be a journalist. Anyway, that's a whole thing. Levy accused him of that, and he did not full-facedly say, I didn't do that. He didn't say, yeah, if I remember correctly, he didn't say, yeah, I threatened full-facedly to break that kid's legs, but he said, yes, I was inflammatory or something along those lines. I would love to see the video again. Nothing against Brandon or anything like that. He is simply just a delivery man for the information, but that was the information that was delivered to me. And I had no resolution was delivered. It's again going to continue to be my point because I'm roundabouting. See, feels like dating. Tree, you're right. At the end of the day, all that has happened as far as production of companies has all helped in a way to get us where we are now. Yeah, you're right. And that's a big reason why I think we should have these discussions as adults, since we're not teenagers skating with angst anymore. Yeah, it's good to have a fight the power mentality for those that deserve it, but we also need to maintain decorum and protect each other, and that's a big part of this. Spook didn't mention it, but Adapt was not paying the team either. I didn't know that actually. I was actually under the impression that Peter was good to Levy, and it changes nothing. He could have gave Levy a house, $1 million, a pro skate, and his wife. But if you threaten to break the man's legs because he doesn't want to work with you on a dime, that's pretty crazy. You can be mad, but you can't be violently mad. We don't need that no more. It's the modern age. We don't need to hurt each other. Unless you want to be like the two richest people on the planet and they're going to square up in a cage for all of our entertainment. You want to do that, fine. You want to go sit in the cage and punch each other, whatever. But, like, we don't need this crap. Some breakups end terribly. Yep, and I would argue this is a great case in point there. Oh, hell nah. Did you rank Razors yet? Yeah, Razors is right here, C. I didn't give them D simply because... Oh, oops, I didn't show the screen. Razors is right here in C next to Impala. Just because I know the quality of their skates is very highly regarded, and I myself like the SSM cult shape. I don't know if the cult is something that Razors like birthed, or if that's just their most popular shell or whatever. I just know that when I started skating SSMs, people were like, "Oh, you like Razors?" It's like, what are you talking about? It's like the cult shell. You like Razors? It's like, well, I like SSM. I like John Bellino, but there's nothing wrong with the skate being well made. And they have, and like Tree said, they have had a long history of sponsoring like events, which is important. But I guess I will reference this one last time. For our finalists here, we have S Rank, Rollerblade, we have USD, Faction, and Them. Again, these are brands, not specific skate models. We're talking about skate brands. A tier is Gods, Politics for their kid skates. That's the only boot that they make, if I'm correct. And that deserves lots of recognition. Mesmer, Flying Eagle, and Roches. Flying Eagle, I don't have enough experience with. It's one of those A leaning towards B because I'm not super impressed by their marketing and internet presence, but I know that a lot of people like their skates and that a lot of people can afford their skates, and that's important. I don't hear bad things often either, so affordability and practicality are gonna give that an A. B, you have FR here. It's leaning towards A because I know they make great products. I just don't like any of the look of their products. Like, I am just not a fan. And that's 100% me. This would definitely be an A if I weren't so picky, but you know, that's who I am. You got the Power Slide brand down here as well. I like what they're doing with Zoom, but I do find myself confused with their umbrellas, like being so big. I don't necessarily always know what I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with Power Slide. You got K2 here. I don't know much about K2 other than they dipped in and out of the scene, and we don't need that crap. We don't need toxicity. We need people who are going to be here to want to support aggressive blading and the few people who are still here trying to grow it. You got Dupe skates. I got that in B because they look like they're well made and they're Power Slide brands. You know that they're at least back to a certain degree. I just don't think I would like the shadow setup on big wheels, so that brings it down for me. That, and they have absolutely no internet presence. It's a very strange. I take that they have an internet presence. It's just weird. You know, it's hard to come by. It's never suggested by the algorithm. It's not necessarily their fault, but it is what it is. Icon is B, Seba, and Rems. I really love Montre, but I think that Icon is just... They're on their way to finding their true direction. I think if they can find a good price point for their skates and really fine-tune their style, so it's a little more cohesive, then people are really going to start buying in. The Seba skates, I just don't know nothing about. They're similar to FR, that's why I gave them the same ranking. And then Rems is dead, so you can still buy them, but you're not going to get any support from Kato or whoever secretly owns it now, supposedly. And then you got Razors in C, because, you know, we don't like Razors. But the whole thing with Jeff Howard left a bad taste in our mouth, in my mouth specifically. But, you know, like Yandi... his whole passage on why he can't work with Razors is a big reason why I can't give this above a C, truly because they're not doing good by their team. As of when I learned that, I hope to see improvement from them, and maybe they can mend some wounds, but they're gonna have to do that for a while, so it's gonna take some time. Then you got Impala, just because they're not a great quality skate. I don't believe they fit true to size from what I've heard, and then they're owned by Globe, which is a skateboarding company, and we know that we need a lot more commitment from skateboarding for us to want to give them us to give our money to them, me specifically, even though I bought the Impala quads. But I know better now. And then adapt. We don't need to talk about it anymore because I don't want to give them any more time. But yeah, so should have done that before I switched over to the full cam, but that is the wrap up there. That is kind of a general summary of what I'm thinking about the brands, these dehis. Yes. Heard Lazos is getting scorched. Oh, Wyoko, yeah, it's lightened up a little bit. They've turned down the dial on the gas, but you're still getting a little bit of that flame, and rightfully so. I don't like, not in the sense that I think people should be ridiculing them. People should be nice, but they are totally okay to respond the way they want to, in the same way that they're okay to not buy the product. They took a shot. I don't think there was malice. I don't think they were like rubbing their hands together like, let's get these skaters all geared up to buy this product from us. But I do think it was kind of tone deaf. That, and I made the point earlier in one of my other streams that they said this is a skate made for women, but they have 9 non-binary skaters. There are men who skate quad skates. They like non-binary skaters on their team, which is cool. But to have in your description of it's the boot, right, is made for women. It's like, that's just tone deaf. And again, I don't want to assume malice, but you gotta try a little harder than that. Like, come on. I mean, the point is, I would try harder than that, and that's a standard. You know?
But you're a good person. Not saying that those people aren't.
Yeah,
but,
and a lot of
they
yeah.
just don't think about these kinds of things, and you would.
Yeah, it's my first train of thought. How are people going to be represented? Absolutely. Everything goes back to Power Peralta in some way. Richard, you're right. 100% Mariah talking about
therapy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Lazo's been getting slammed. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone can benefit from therapy. Yeah. Therapy should be basic human need. You're absolutely right. It is a basic human need. Spook was one-legged twerking. I mean, I was trying. I've been working on my pistol squats. Brandon took the video down. Yeah, that's what he said on his stream. Let me see if I can find a click. And again, I don't blame him. You know, I'm sure he was told to do. I'm gonna turn off your phone. I'm gonna blow up your spot right now. Oh, Mariah.
Double take. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna be getting some crazy text later. You're gonna be like, huh? Who's that? Let's go through his videos quick. Oh man, I want to try these Hexy. It's Hexy, right? The super wide group. Tree. I want to get a 250 millimeter core for your frame, my man. So here, I was quite certain it happened after he did these videos, right? Because here's the thing too. Here's a video of Razors gets exposed. Like, he's still talking about Razors. Yeah, I love his pointing thumbnails. Yeah. I love you can see like the evolution of like him growing up too throughout these old videos, his old thumbnails and stuff. So let me know if I missed it. Tree, y'all are too cute. Yeah. That's true.
That's sweet.
Oh no, my 2021 mostly sucked. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Oh,
Bill
looking
just
dapper.
woke up from a nap and looked at me and cried. White. Hello. Yes. What's wrong with you?
So, am I wrong that I didn't? Oh, wait. I didn't even pull up my screen. What's wrong with me? Let me pull it up. So, this is pretty far back. Let me go to where we know it definitely didn't happen. 2 years ago. I wasn't skating at that point, so we know it definitely didn't happen at that point, that this all came to light. Drake. I'm struggling. Bro, I hope you're not struggling. I love you. Drones are back. 17,000 views on the blank SK. Roll soul plates on the Mesmers, blank SK. New them soul plates, Mesmer throne. How to turn. New skate park excitement. K2. Blanks have one problem. Razors double cross me. The best aggressive rollerblading. 21 sucked. Them skates new big project. The problem with royalties in rollerblading. Laced. Skateboarder still hating. Skating. Elia. Aggressive rollerblading. Vert blade. Yabi Daiko. New skates. Yeah, the investigator spook. I'm going through this because I need to know. I was kind of blown away. I love Brandon. I'm gonna keep supporting him, but I subscribed to his Patreon, and then we were talking about Adapt, and he said he took down that video. I was like, wait a minute, what? I'm not paying you to help that man. Super sarcastic joke. I absolutely love you, Brandon.
/S.
/S. But yeah, I don't see it on here, and I don't think that, you know, that's something that he was asked to do, and he probably could get in trouble if he didn't oblige, and he could probably get in trouble if he said anything more. He can get sued for anything. So, we lost another camera. Why are you growling?
I don't know what is wrong with her.
The dog is just growling, and like, she looks like a seal that's been drugged, and she's just leaning back. Arr. Arr. She does look like a bear. Goodness gracious, I'm doing a bad job keeping up with this. I'm glad that we're having a good after party. Let's see. Therapy super helpful, highly recommended. Rob Dark, you is smart. It should be free.
It's more affordable. Jesus, it's so expensive.
It is. You're
I
absolutely
remember
right.
when I was in therapy and I didn't have insurance, one of my sessions was $125. It's like, excuse me, for an hour? Huh?
Yeah, 125 to help a child.
I mean,
Come on.
it's obviously very important, but that's expensive, man. What the hell?
Like this video and subscribe to Spook, and you'll get a pro
No.
skate.
What kind of pro skate?
Yeah, what kind?
Oh shoot, I forgot to.
Unless you are a woman wanting a pro skate from Roche's. So you're telling me there's a chance. I love that movie.
Oh.
Rob says, I love your hair color, Mariah. She just dyed it again.
Thank you. Yeah, I just dyed it the other day. Purple to turquoise.
If you haven't heard of Brad Mondo, he has a whole YouTube channel, but he makes some really good
Hair products. In general.
Yeah. Funny to
He's
watch
great.
too. I like watching
He's hilarious. I love him. Josiah loves him too. We watch him together.
him. Yeah. She watches Ben with me and all the rollerblading
Ben is
stuff.
hilarious too. I literally cannot. His thing that he posted today. As soon as he started, I was laughing.
Yeah, his stream, like when you go back and watch the VODs, because I wasn't able to tune in yesterday. I was at the wedding when we were watching a little bit of it this morning. Like the first 3 seconds is him just kind of looking at monitors, waiting for the stream to start. Then he's like, "What's up, laters?" I love it.
It's like, that is just so
Richard.
fun.
Good list. Yeah, great list. Well, thanks. I appreciate the feedback. I think it was more that once the boots came out, people couldn't find out who was backing Lazos, and it's someone not even relevant to skating, but someone who backs just fashion. Yeah, that was definitely a giant question. Like, where's the money going? Like, who made this happen?
Also, because they're very expensive, are they not? Like 200
Yeah,
something,
200
which
some
is
dollars.
absolutely
Yeah.
insane for boots.
And Wyoko puts it really well here. Basically, someone who backs projects with the intent to make a ton of money versus being skater owned, which everyone thought Lazos was. Great point. Yep, and we still really don't know. They aren't even posting pictures still, I don't believe, of the boot.
And it sucks because video was insane.
Oh man, fast
So
forward is
fucking
so
good.
good. Well, yeah, you just like even here you see a boot, but it's a Moxie, right? Like that's a Moxie skate. I'm just very confused. It's very, very interesting for sure.
Their
but
falls, man. They fall.
They're crazy.
Insane.
They're crazy.
Crazy, but awesome.
Thank you, Tree. Spook Private Eye. Can you upload a pic of the list to Instagram? Yeah, I will. I'll do that after this. Yeah, I'll tag the S tiers. What's his Mondo point? Oh
I
well.
should ask him.
Well, he'd love to talk about it.
Yeah. He'd be like, what?
Alright, well, this has been successful and very long. We're going on 4 hours. Went through 3 camera batteries. Mariah, you've been great, thank you.
I'm just chilling.
Yeah, listen to me ramble.
Yeah. It's good. That's kind of true. Kinda.
Kinda? It's owned by Per Wellander. He's a retired pro freestyle skateboarder. He's a venture capitalist. Interesting. Venture
Huh.
capitalist.
What do you think, Kip? Do you think it's interesting?
He has nothing to do with roller skating, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Well, you heard it here first, Sean. We need to just like have Sean to answer all of our problems.
Sean knows his shit.
Sean, you just gotta give us the facts. I can come up with my own opinions, but like I just feel like our opinions align. I read that as a denture capitalist. Denture capitalist. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, good night, Tree. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
4 hours. Wow, that went by fast. Lander, I know, right? Time flies when you're having fun. I'll be streaming sometime this week too, because I'm down and out for another 8 weeks at least that I won't be able to be doing anything crazy. Like, sure, I'll be able to walk in like 2-ish, 4-ish weeks, but it's gonna be fun, you know? Painfully. Well, yeah, it'll be good, but it's gonna hurt.
We'll just be chilling. Plus, your game comes out on Friday. So
Yes, fantastic reminder. This is why you were
Friday.
here. I love
Josiah
having my
will be
guest host.
streaming a game.
Yeah, check it out.
Josiah's good at games.
Here.
He
Yeah.
can stream just playing games.
But yeah, Dustin's gone, isn't he? I was gonna show my Fortnite clips. I was so good at Fortnite.
He was so good at Fortnite.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I'm gonna have to cut down this video or something to make it short. I don't want to do that though, so never mind. I talked about this earlier, but Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is a spiritual predecessor to Jet Set Radio Future. It's made by an indie company called Team Reptile. I do not know when exactly the time on August 18th it is coming out. I want to believe it's a midnight release, but I took this Friday, August 18th off so I could play this game. I'm going to do multiple streams. It's going to be almost at a mission by mission basis, because that's just, it'll be fun for me to garnish live reactions, but I also don't want to do one long 8-hour stream or whatever, because I'll be streaming for a while, where people have to like sift through a tiny little thing to find some things that they might want to know about this new game, because I do believe this is going to be a popular indie game, and if we can get an actual blader talking about the game itself, garner some attraction from people who are just looking to play this game, because Jet Set Radio Future has a huge following, and many of them were just rec skaters. Me, myself, being one of those kids, I was a rec skater, did not know you could grind the way that you could in Jet Set Radio Future in real life. Blew me away, so... I think Xander sending me some stuff. You got dragged by your friends for having a contrasting opinion. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. I try to be open-minded with all opinions, but from a basis, I've talked about it before. The things that matter to me is that you aren't hurting others, you aren't hurting yourself, and that you are setting yourself up to be able to continue doing those things, and that you empower yourself. As long as you're doing those things. But if it's like, oh, you like pink, or oh, you like rollerblading, or you don't like football, or it's like you don't. It's like, I'm sorry to say it, but oh, you don't like Donald Trump. It's like, we aren't friends. Their videos were too good not to be produced by someone with money. Well, Yoko, that's a great point, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Libby, good night. Thanks for coming through.
Bye, Libby.
Good night to all y'all. 'Cause, yeah, we're gonna sign out here. I'm gonna post the results onto my Instagram. And then you can expect to see me throughout the week streaming. And then on Friday, throughout the day, I'll be streaming multiple different times the game. And who knows? Maybe hopefully Ben will stream me streaming. I'll have to tell him that he can do that. It's like, if I'm streaming and you're streaming, you don't have to have people like come to me. Cause I'm gonna be streaming all freaking day, and we're also gonna be clashing with Brandon, so because he's gonna stream it too. So you guys can check out him doing it as well. It'll be cool to get their perspectives. And I also really like to mess around when I play video games. So I'm gonna be messing with the characters. I'm gonna be trying to break the game. As much as I am going to be admiring the music and the tricks and the character and the art style and stuff like that. But I like to take my time with video games, so it's going to be long streams on Friday. Wizard is a brand, not a style. Y'all can disown me later. Wizard is a brand that created a style. Cash me outside. I hate that chick. I hope she's up to, like, changing things now. I feel like I heard she was doing some better things now, but, man, she was a riot. I couldn't stand hearing her. The Cash Me Outside girl.
Oh, she's grown up now.
What is this? Is he playing Sonic? I just came across a weird video. Anyway, it's like cyberpunk mixed with Sonic the Hedgehog. Rob. Yeah, don't quote her around here. Appreciate you, Rob. I love all y'all. It's been a fun time. Hopefully I don't get a message from Peter with a cease and desist on my bones. But I'll catch y'all on the flippity flip. This has been Spook and Mars Wackadoo. We are signing out. Peace to all y'all. Love is real, love is true, and it's on blades. Let it roll and rule.